We're live. Well,
Okay.
hello. Hello. How's it going, guys?
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Can you guys hear me well?
Mm-mm-mm. Are you a little far or you're good?
I'm good.
Mm.
I don't want to cross my legs. It's not good for
You
me.
eventually do that.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here for so long.
Is that what you look like here?
Yeah, what's going on? Hmm?
Mm. What? Is that how they see us? Okay.
Facial hair on my chin. What to do? That's hormonal imbalance. Obviously, I'm sure you know that. I would look, first of all, lower your blood sugar, number one. Support your liver. That's where your hormones are filtered out through. So you can get fiber, husks, selenium husk. Start adding beans to your diet. Start with a tablespoon, and you can slowly go up to 2 tablespoons with every meal. You just want to get fiber to start circulating that binding hormone that is circulating in your body, and your body's not processing it out because it will help the bile. Drinking dandelion root tea, drinking spearmint tea, pumpkin seed oil is helpful for DHT.
Hi, Shama.
All these things are helpful. And getting minerals to activate your body's energy, especially if you have low iron and yeah, fiber, minerals, and support your liver. It's really that simple. It's like, what do you do if you're dehydrated? You just drink with good quality spring water. There's no like formula. And then sleeping, there's ads, getting a little bit of sunlight, 20 minutes on your belly. It's really helpful. It actually, studies show that it helps the good bacteria in your gut become stronger. And the more of these stronger gut bacteria you have, the better. And it's just laying out in the sun, 20 minutes. Now, you don't have to do it on your face because it can cause photo aging. I mean, it does. But on your belly, it's not a big deal. 20 minutes or less. Nothing, nothing fancy. Don't go burning in the sun. 20 minutes or less. Hello, who was on here yesterday when we did the emotional scan? Can they hear us well?
Yeah, they are.
Who was on here when we did the emotional scan
guys,
yesterday?
like and share this. Tap the screen for the likes and share it. Oh, Toxic Tommy?
Toxic Tommy was on here?
Toxic Tommy was here.
Oh,
YouTube,
really?
can you see our eyes or blue eyes, white dragon? Okay,
Oh,
no, that's just it. Okay. All right.
All right, you want to take him? Okay. Here. It's a little too hot. Mama will take you out later. Oh, wow, this is so big. I know. Whoa. Who was on here? We had a few. Yesterday was a bit of a heavy day. I mean, I love our little community, but it was a lot of like people have recently lost their parents. Like 3 people in a row that we scanned were dealing with really heavy heartbreak of losing a parent or a loved one. And I think they're in that zone where they just think, wow, everything is just crushing in on me. But do know that it's just a chapter and this too shall pass. And it's hard. Losing a loved one is hard. But yesterday it just seemed like everybody we scanned was dealing with very heavy emotional loss of a loved one. So that was interesting. And we were able to tell them what to take, hopefully, what nutrients, so they have more energy to build healthier habits, whether that being joining a support group, exercising, taking walks, taking baths, just things to get you out of that rut. Like sitting there and dwelling on it doesn't help. Like being stuck in your bed, laying down and just being like, oh, I that doesn't help. What helps is like having routines and habits that help you feel lighter. Gardening, cooking, just moving your body. And a lot of people, when they're in that stage, they just don't ever see a way out. So, would anybody like to today do the emotional scan? TikTok, if we get to 5,000 likes, we will pick a winner. So, just keep tapping the screen, my loves. Uh, I hate saying that, but TikTok just kind of like it's the new rules of the algorithm and whatnot. But just keep tapping, my loves. I came across a video which I don't know. I've never been to the Kentucky Derby. And the guy was like, which didn't, I mean, I kind of get. He was like, oh, if I was born and raised in Kentucky. And if anybody knows about the Kentucky Derby, in the infield, there used to be wild parties and whatnot. And he's like, I wanted to go to one of these parties and just enjoy myself. And I ended up this year going to the infield and nobody was drinking. Everybody was on their phone. But I'm thinking, okay, yeah, nobody was drinking. That's a good thing. Being on the phone and not socializing wasn't a good thing. But he just got disappointed because he wanted to just go and have a fun time and drink. And I do think this whole drinking culture, it is fading away. Like, let's get hammered and smashed and hang out on the weekend. That is kind of fading away. And it's not necessarily bad. So I didn't understand the point of that video. I was like, what was the point of this? Are you trying to say like you were disappointed that people weren't getting hammered? Yeah, people were on their phone. Granted, yes, people are less willing to engage in conversation. They'd rather be glued to their phone, especially when you're outside. Like back in the day, you could go to a bar or a coffee shop or a party and mingle and potentially find your next relationship or your marriage proposal. Like that's how people used to meet back in the day. And that is kind of sad that it's going away. But the whole people not getting together and drinking and getting smashed, I never understood that. Oh, love you. The screen is gone. Yeah, it's better. Do you guys agree? I remember like I used to stand in a coffee shop and everybody would be down on their phone. And I'm like, this used to be a place where you could run into somebody and be like, start up a conversation and maybe go out on a date or two, and maybe it would lead somewhere. What are you doing, love?
What I always do.
Okay, because it's like going in and out.
I think it's still there.
Okay. All right. Who would like to do an emotional scan? Love from Tennessee, and hope you're enjoying this American morning. I'm not in the States, but any morning that we're alive and the sun is shining is a good morning. I went out on my in my yard and did my morning stretches. Like I just do a few of these qigong stretches, and it was really nice. I always go barefoot now that it's. Uh, but there was a lot of water in the garden. Are they aware that the hose is on and there's like puddles of water? Is that normal?
We have to make
Upstairs
that. Where?
in the garden.
Is that up? Oh, I mean, yeah, we have to do that for the grass to grow.
Oh, little puddles? Okay. Do you rub your belly after you eat? No, I do calf raises. Everybody, regardless if you're dealing with insulin resistance, which at some point in your life you will, everybody will, especially as we get older, you want to do 50 to 100 calf raises. Why? Your calf muscle is the muscle that takes in the most glucose. When that is weak, that glucose isn't going to be being used for energy. It's going to start to build up in different places. Glucose building up in your ovaries, PCOS, glucose building up in your liver, fatty liver, glucose building up in your brain, dementia. So you want to build and have really, really good, strong calves or take a walk. Good morning. So you don't recommend to drink coffee for somebody. Uh, Best not to. I mean, if you
It
can.
still looks straight.
Okay.
It still looks
Best
straight.
advice to get pregnant with ladies PCOS 35. Build muscle, number one, because you want to start adding fiber. So if I were you, I would go online. I don't know of brands. This is not about brands. It's just about what to take. Husk fiber and citrus pectin. You take a teaspoon of each either in the morning on an empty stomach. Yay. So berberine short term, the woman who wanted to get only for 2 or 3 months, berberine, but after you ovulate, you don't take berberine. You can take myo-inositol 40 to 1. Just Google myo-inositol 40 to 1. You can take that throughout your cycle. You want to drink ginger, jujube, ginger, jujube. You can add 1 clove, goji berry tea every day. Every day after you ovulate, you just take away the ginger and the clove because that's too warming and moving. That's too. And for you and your husband, both Zor Shilajit. Also, this guide is on our website. I can't say that word, but also we upload these videos to YouTube as well. And for diet, you want to look into like lots of soups with fiber, beans, meat, vegetables, just like soups or grilled vegetables, not grilled, steamed vegetables with your meat of choice. Easy on the carbs. If you want to do carbs, sweet potatoes, a little bit of rice. But if you're doing rice never alone, you would want to have it with protein and fruit. I would really just go back to like low glycemic fruits, meaning low sugar fruits like berries, raspberries, and you just kind of steam them. And you can add a little bit of cinnamon. I hope you got that. Is she still here? Okay. If we get to 5,000 likes, you guys keep tapping the screen. We're going to do our free energy reading. Do I drink caffeine? I had a little bit today, but I've kind of I've cut back on it. Today was the first time I had it in 2 weeks, and I made my husband a coffee, and then I made this much for myself, and it took me an hour to drink. So I have cut back on it for my fertility journey. But if I'm not on my fertility journey, 1 cup of coffee a day is fine. But right now, I just can't. For my fertility journey. Not, you might be young and it's okay, but right now my body's telling me that caffeine is too dehydrating, and at your age when your estrogen is low, you're already kind of drying from the inside out, so you don't want to have things that are going to further dehydrate you. Does that make sense? And yeah, so I don't enjoy it, but I can take it or leave it, but I do enjoy it more. Keep tapping the screen, TikTok. Once we get to 5,000, we will do our first emotional scan of the day. We will pick a winner. Who would like to do an emotional scan? All I would need is your voice, and we can tell you what pattern emotionally, subconsciously you're stuck in. what it's affecting, what physically it's affecting, what trauma you're holding, whether it be trauma around money or shame or trauma around relationships, because your voice can tell a lot. You know, when you call somebody, it's just picking up the energy signature in your voice and you go, "Hey, how's it going?" They're like, "Fine." And you're like, "Something's off." So, this is just a device that was discovered years ago by Nikola Tesla. He was a scientist, and the CIA uses these types of devices. It's just kind of been hidden from the public. It's not anything woo woo. If the CIA is using it, you know that it was hidden from the public. They just didn't want public using these types of devices. Maybe they don't want us to be elevated at a higher level of consciousness. I don't know. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I mean, you just never know with these. But at the end of the day, I think when it comes to what's going on today in today's world, and how since 2020, it just seems, and who, if you can resonate, tap the screen if this resonates with you. Since 2020, it just seems like the world, it's just moving at a faster pace, but not necessarily a healthy pace. It seems like every few months they unveil a new event that is designed to put us in fear, stress, survival mode. If that resonates, keep tapping the screen. And so all humans give out this energy called whoosh energy. Now, when you connect to source, God, and you're eating well, and you're just happy, and you enjoy the simple things in life like nature, you're relaxed, your bills are being paid, you don't have to worry, you can go to work, come home, and still have a normal type life. Your system is fairly like, what's my I don't really talk about my beliefs, I'm just kind of in general. But I think it's come down to good versus evil. And the reality is these elites know that the coming is coming. I mean, Christ is coming back. That is a belief in Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. They all believe that Christ will come back. But in Islam, they also believe that there will be somebody else coming back. At the same time that Christ comes back, they will be calling in the Antichrist, if you will. Some say he's already here. I don't know. But in order for the Antichrist to have energy, it feeds off the collective. We are like the energy signatures. If I were to show you a book, let me show you 1 second. We all admit an energy signature, but okay, we all admit, almost like an antenna. You're alive, your soul's alive, you admit an energy signature. Now, as we get older, if you could measure this, and that's what we have, as if somebody's sick, their energy signature is low, their life force isn't as high, right? But then what else happens if you're stuck in fear, survival mode, which again, created by design? There's no reason for food to be as pricey as it is. There's no reason for us to have to pay so much for organic. Does that even make sense? I need to pay you more to not spray my crops as much. I need to pay you more to raise my animals a certain way. And none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. And if this resonates, TikTok, please keep tapping the screen. So, in order for you, this is our energy signature. Okay. And this is what we admit. But if we're walking around with fear, guilt, shame, that Antichrist, or in Islam, they call Dajjal, there's different terms in different religions. It feeds off of that. It feeds off of that. And it's no, conspiracy theory apart. We know about the files. We know that they do weird rituals. It's all there now. So that's why I always say, I feel like my job as a human being, and then your job, is we keep learning the knowledge, we keep helping ourselves feel like we're in a safe place, and once we're in a safe place, we can manifest an abundant life. And abundant just doesn't mean money. When people hear abundant, because there's a lot of wealthy people that are very miserable, okay? Abundant means you wake up with a heart full of gratitude. You had breakfast and you're just grateful that you're alive, you're happy, and you cultivate, and then you can start manifesting more. There's different realms, right? You can, and you feel abundant when you make your body feel safe. Keep tapping the screen, guys. When we get to 5,000, we're going to keep pick a winner. Keep TikTok. It's free. The energy I'm putting out, same. Just keep tapping. So, how do you help yourself feel safe? Well, it happens with the routines and habits you surround yourself with. When a baby is born, we feed the baby. We make sure the baby's well fed. We make sure the baby's getting good quality sleep. We take the baby out for fresh air. We make sure the baby's getting its nutrients. It's really back to basics. Um, how can you give me advice about how to improve my breathing? Also, how to remove our fear from the breathing, like you want to fear of the future. You can't really control the future. You just have to learn to live in the moment. You there is going to be chaos, but what you can't control is your thoughts and your emotions and your own home and your surroundings. What goes on out there, you just have to stay above, because you can pray. It's very difficult, but then you might think like, well, why is there suffering if there's God? Well, why are so many people suffering, right? Like, same as a human, I sometimes question, well, how can you let these children starve? But as somebody who does like to dive into old scripture, um, there was a scripture I came to once, and it said, and don't worry about those who have suffered by man, for they are with me. Once they, if they're with me, and if they were to come, if you were to give them the whole world on a platter, they would not want to come back. So in essence, they have sacrificed themselves for eternity, which, and just like in heaven, there's different realms. I mean, it would, yeah, just like in this world, the richer you are, the nicer your neighborhood. The more you've sacrificed and loved and suffered, and you still held your head high, and you have a bigger kingdom, your bigger realm. Like, we're all gonna, but it's kind of like the same concept on the world. Like, some people live in nicer neighborhoods than the others, but we're all living same concept. Heaven is beautiful, but some people just get like a bigger piece of the pie because they've suffered a lot more, and they wouldn't want to come back. And part of their soul did, again, our souls do sign up for certain experiences. Our souls do sign up before your parents, that marriage you had, some part of your soul signed up for that experience, because within everything is a lesson. And you might be like, well, I don't want to forgive. But then if we go back to the teachings of Christ, even Christ, while he was being persecuted, said, forgive them, for they don't know better. So it's all about having love, compassion, and cleansing out your heart. Whatever religion you are, if this is dark, the whole aura is going to be dark. If you break it open and you just have compassion and love for the simple things, just I came across a video. There was a white man, he was Christian, who in certain parts of the world, people like, you can't just go to a bank and borrow money, right? So then they go to, let's say, a factory, and they borrow money, and then you become the slave to the factory until you pay back this loan. And some of these people are never able to pay back this loan, and they literally become slaves for life. I think he goes in, and each slave is around $3,000 to $4,000. It's not much, but if this person's only making 50, 60 bucks a month, that's a lot of money. So this guy who, again, he would come to different parts of the world and buy and free these slaves. He didn't have to do that. He just has a heart of gold. Now imagine if these elite, these billionaires, all kind of chipped in and had sort of programs for single moms trying to get by, food programs, or disabled people.
She's a communist, basically.
Yeah. Imagine if we had more people like that in this world. We wouldn't be dealing with what we're dealing with right now. We wouldn't be dealing with what we're dealing with. So I try to give back as much as I can. But sometimes you might be like, well, I'm not financial. It doesn't have to be financial. It can just be you checking in on your old little neighbor whose grass is growing and she's just too old to deal with it. And you being like, I can help you. I'm young. And trust me when I tell you that it comes back to you 10 times. I have never, ever given and the Lord has not given back to me 10 times fold. I have never had. I remember years ago in New York City, I was, I was struggling, broke girl, as barely trying to pay the rent, as it is in New York, very expensive. And I came out of a store and I was eating a parfait. At the time, it was like $7. This is like a long time ago. I was eating a parfait. This was going to be my dinner, girls' dinner, whatever. And this woman and her child came up to me and they're like, I can't afford diapers. Do you mind if you go buy me diapers? And I could have said no. And I was like, how can I say no to that? She's not asking for money. She's asking for essentials for her baby. So I was like, yeah, let's go to the store and we can get diapers. And I hadn't eaten the parfait. It was in my hand. I was about, I was walking out with it. And the little girl was like, she was just eyeing this parfait. I don't know if she's eaten or not. So I ended up giving her the parfait too. But I can tell you, I remember that year I went through something really, really heavy. And the miracle that was only divine miracle. And I believe that because I helped somebody in need, God came back to my rescue when it was time for me in a desperate time in my life. It might have not been like through a financial, but it was a different way. So I'm always saying it doesn't have to be financial. It can just be you checking up on an older neighbor or friend.
Yeah.
And just, do you need to go to the grocery store? Do you know, before war in Libya, I'd never seen a homeless person either, someone in needs.
Yes, lucky girl, it happens a lot in the conflict regions. People, the countries that were so rich
Keep
in
tapping the
resources,
screen,
people
you guys.
who were living very comfortable lives, and then there's a war, and then these things happen. And Libya, Iraq, Syria, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all these countries, resource-rich countries, especially these Middle Eastern countries, small countries, more resources. People are happy. The government is taking care of them. And there's no beggars in the society. There's no prostitution. There's no cultural, social degeneracy of any kind. And then there's a war, and then you see people on the street, women getting into prostitution. That's what happens.
I mean, the same in the US. I mean, I knew a lot of vets.
We need more.
And their care, their aftercare, their mental health, there was no.
When you have more money,
It was really sad. I knew a few vets. I was friends with a few vets from who went and fought in Iraq. There was no care for them afterwards.
Iraq, you mean?
Yeah, Iraq, whatever you want to call it. And I think they woke up because they were like, what was the whole point of this? It was to get oil. Okay, but our oil prices aren't even, I think people are a lot more awake, and that's the problem. They want to keep numbing us down, and they want to numb this right here because keep tapping the screen, guys. This is where you connect and you think above. You have a higher consciousness. You've been told to think this, and you go, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. I don't think so. I don't think that really makes sense. Rather than just going blindly. There was a whole, and they did a study on monkeys. Where they took a group of monkeys and they put a ladder up and they put some bananas up. And every time these monkeys went to go grab a banana, they would spray the monkeys. So eventually all the monkeys knew not to go up this ladder because they would get sprayed. But every time a new monkey would come in and a new monkey would try, the group would just be like, don't go there, you're going to get sprayed. And eventually all those monkeys died off and they had offspring, and the offspring just knew not to go up and grab the bananas because their genetic code, their expression code in their DNA was altered to such that they were just trained to know that yes, bananas are good, but going up the ladder and getting it bad because same thing where if all of us came together and we were like, well, we're not gonna, we're kind of tired of having our funds not go to our streets and our schools and to our healthcare system and being involved in things that we didn't even ask for. I'm fine with paying my yearly stuff, but where is it going? The industrial arms complex, and for what? Take care of take care of our infrastructure. Start with the home. But then it takes a big person to and it takes you understanding and taking care of your body and connecting to a higher consciousness. That's your faith. And not tuning into the news, not tuning into the fear. The news is there to put us in fear. Okay, great. I saw what's going on. How did that help my day? Yeah, you can bring a little bit of awareness, but if it starts to affect you, turn it off. You're draining energy, life force energy that you don't have. It's very hard to cultivate it. Don't give it away. Do not give it away. They want that. They want your fear. They want you to be like, oh my God, what's going to happen to the future? I used to be into Mary Jane. I don't like it. The Mary Jane that's grown today is not the same stuff that are, grandma and grandpa. It's, again, genetically modified, heavily sprayed with very heavy, some of it is very high in cadmium. And as far as psychedelics, I kind of like shroom. Wait, we can't talk about these things on here.
No.
Girl, for microdosing stuff. But you have to be in a good headspace to do it. You have to have done the work because it can take you one way or the other way. Years ago, I did it for myself. The unicorn, let's call it the unicorn. Years ago, I did the unicorn for myself, and it really helped release a lot of trauma. And one time we were up in the mountains, him and I, and we did like tiny unicorn, and we went for a walk, and we just were like in awe of God's creation, like the way,
everything was in HD.
Everything was in HD. But when I do that, I kind of ask my subconscious to release everything that is no longer working. Yeah, because exactly not, and it took me years. I I think I jumped into it 6 years on doing the physical work, physical and emotional. So I was in a good place when I I had like I was able to see the people that hurt me. They came in front of me one by one. I hugged them. But I know I was in a good place. But it can be very scary if you're not in a good place. So it's not something you jump into right away. Now, there are therapists who will work with you and do it. Doctors, psychiatrists who are now doing it in their practice. I don't know of any. I think it's certain states, but definitely can help you if you want to do it with a professional, I would say. But for me, I was doing the work for 6 years. So just that's why I never ever bring it up to my clients. I know that my sister once wanted to have some fun with it, and she's had a lot of trauma, and it was bad. We really had to like reel her back in. It wasn't a pretty sight. So it was on, love. I had turned it on. Altaf, I had turned it on. So you need to just change this thing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do your thing.
Okay, keep tapping. Who wants to do an emotional scan? Yeah, when I do it once every 3 years. So abuse can become a problem, definitely. Uh, I haven't, gosh, last time it was 2024. We had rented, we were up by where we get our Shilajit. We rented a summer home there. And we rented a summer home, a cabin up in the mountains. And I was like, this would be a nice place to we were just surrounded by nature. That was the last time. That was almost 2 years, 2.5 years ago. And I'm good. It's not something I'm like, but once in a while, maybe after our next baby, him and I were at my dad's
It's very
farm.
expensive.
It is
Like, you can't
expensive.
just like,
Yeah. Um, but I would say the other stuff, what is it? Quite nothing, my dear. Just are you on TikTok?
Veronica, come to TT and just keep tapping the screen. We reach 10K likes and then we put you on. Come.
I feel like whenever I do, it makes me more focused and energized to do better myself. So Angelica, that's what I thought for years.
Hi, Michelle.
And
how are
I
you?
had a very, very, very
How are you doing?
a very hard problem with it.
Isn't it too early there where you are?
I needed it daily to function. But then what I realized, my teacher told me, so your sodium potassium ratio is in your adrenal glands. Remember when we spoke about our 4 macro minerals? We need abundance coming in. Sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. Magnesium and calcium help with the arteries. You have too much calcium and not enough magnesium, the arteries get hardened, right? So we need like a balance of everything. Sodium and potassium are your like life force ratio. They're kind of like they help you energize the blood flowing, dilating. So when you even tobacco, same thing. When it temporarily rises that sodium potassium ratio, but it's not a true rise, and then it drops. And afterwards you get anxious, you can have anger issues. So when I started to naturally help my sodium potassium ratio with getting using magnesium, shilajit, using sea salt, I I feel that what I used to feel being for 20 years, that, and it was bad because,
and then you're also in the natural vibrational state. You're not.
Yeah,
high.
because the other thing is, this is my personal experience with it. I did get entities attached to me.
Yeah.
Because you're not. So I would say, yeah, I used to defend it, and I would get so angry. All my friends would be like, you're such a different person. Unless you're on it, you're not nice to be around. Like my dear friends would tell me this, like, if you're not on it, you're not nice to be around. And I would get really angry. And I'm like, you don't understand. It helps me. You're just stupid. I became really defensive, because when a person is not ready to hear things, they become very defensive. And it wasn't until later, when I was ready to heal, that I realized, and it does, it does cause your cadmium to go up. It is very high in cadmium, and cadmium can affect your kidneys long term. You can have weird dreams, like a lot of nightmarish type stuff. Um, Sometimes
You will have dreams. You will feel very heavy,
heavy.
and
You're just very lazy. Like,
you will feel more drawn towards doing things that are considered low vibration.
yeah,
That's what happens to
drinking,
you.
these things. When you people are around praying, you just don't like it. You don't want to be around that. You don't want to be around. You just want to be around low vibrational things. You might have people who watch a lot of eat a lot of corn. They have a lot of entities. Actually, they do these rituals before they make these videos, and when you're watching that and you're tuning in with your life force, they're literally it's very bad. The
You
whole
actually become a beacon for those things to come and attach to you. It's like a signal. And this I was into like a lot of these things, so I wanted to astral project, and I was just doing a lot of meditation, 3-4 hours a day, 2-3 times a day. I was super into it. I was really deep diving into this thing, and then I think the next step was to do astral projection. So for that, they were like, okay, you have to go into certain state, and for that you have to take certain things. And in my head I was like, there's a thing that you take, and it basically
what?
there's a thing. It's the 3-letter word. I don't want to say it here. So you take it, and it's actually a hormone that is released in your brain when you die. So I was like,
Oh,
I
does
don't
it
think
start
I
with
want to.
D?
Yeah. I was like, no,
Okay.
I don't want to do that. In
Where?
order
Who
for
told
me to,
you? Who told you that? You never told me this story.
this was there. That's how they do it. Well, how else do you think they do it?
Oh yeah,
And if
I
anybody else is
once.
saying anything otherwise, they're just lying. That's
Yeah,
not true.
I met a person who was doing that type of stuff. But they were
So
like,
these
yeah.
things, when you do that, it alters your conscious state, and you are opening yourself to things. So it's best to just like vibrate high from within, raise your vibration, and eventually you will have an experience. But you taking things to alter your, your conscious subconscious state, it's not a it's a very, it's a tricky road. It's very dangerous, especially like, you open your basically you are opening your energy centers. These people sometimes they meditate, and they're like, we met this thing, we spoke to this thing. Okay, what the hell were
Yeah.
you talking to?
Well, I knew
Do you even know what
I
it
knew
was?
a person in the radionics circle, and she went to do those places they go to Brazil, and they do
They eat that frog.
no, not they drink something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Ayahuasca.
they drink
Yeah,
something.
that's not Brazil.
Or they go to Colombia. I forgot where.
Mhm.
Maybe it's Peru. Peru. Yeah, she went to Peru, and she said so. They go in groups, right? They go to these places, and she
Well, that's a
said
whole other thing,
she was
Michelle.
there with a shrug lord. I guess he wanted, he had money. He thought it was going to be a fun
Shrug?
thing. Yeah,
What?
yeah. She told me the story.
Shrug Lord?
Like a person who was in
Are you talking about a shaman, Joan?
no, she
This
was
guy's
like,
name was Shrug Lord?
no, like the person who makes a lot of money in our neighborhood. That was his job.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So she's like, so they went in groups, right? They don't know each other, but they all so he apparently, I guess, being in that industry, you do sketchy things. It's like you have to protect your territory, and in order to protect your territory, we know what they do. So when he was on it, all those people that he had hurt, they started coming in front of him. And he said, like, he kept screaming, the river is red. Like, he just saw a river of blood, and his hands were almost like his consciousness was like. And they said that because she kept in touch. I don't know, some of them become friends and they keep in touch with each other. She said that he completely changed that industry
Mhm.
because his consciousness finally woke up to what
No,
he was
that's
doing.
that's the thing. Like our eye is designed to see only a certain spectrum of colors, but there's
Yeah.
more colors that exist. And what are those other colors? Basically, those are basically other dimensions. Like we talk about the other entities that we share this world with, and they can move from one to another. And
Now
that's how
your
they're
pets can see, your cats, your dogs,
Yeah.
they can see the spirit realm that are around us. But I think so in that regard, it really helped him because it woke up his consciousness. Like, well, what am I doing? What am I, um and
like there's
there
other things in this world.
and people don't talk about it. The way you earn your money is also has an energy attached to
Mhm.
it. Are you earning it through, and in Islam we say halal, like clean? It just means clean,
Pure.
pure. So, or are you earning it through getting others,
Deceiving others, selling things that are not, that doesn't
okay,
lead
for
to
instance,
the
like
greater good.
let's talk about it. Like interest is really bad because it puts somebody, it's a cycle you can't get out of. It stresses a human out. Selling anything that alters, whether that be alcohol, uh, okay, are you making money off of shrugs? Are you, for instance, again, I had a friend who had a friend. She was a midnight ballerina. Nothing wrong about this, but I'm just
Midnight ballerina. Okay.
okay. Nothing wrong about
She's
this,
talking in code, kids.
but I will just tell you the story. She made a ton of money. She did it for 10 years. She's like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to, she had a mindset. I'm going to make X amount and I'm going to buy my mom a house. And I'm going to buy, and she was a single mom, and I'm going to buy my house for myself. Okay. This was her goal. Like, she's like, I'm going to do this and I want to make X amount and get out. So she buys a house for her mother. Somehow, like, after her mom moves into the house, they have an altercation, and her mother ends up unaliving herself in that home. Again, the energy of and I'm going to go into many examples that are going to open up your mind. Actually, some historic examples. And she buys an apartment. This woman is now ready to put the past behind her, get married, and she just can't find for the life of her. She can't keep a job. It was almost like anything she purchased with that, it just didn't do well. Now, here, let's go back to the story of Anna Nicole Smith. How many people remember beautiful Anna Nicole Smith, right? She married that Texas billionaire. I mean, we know it was a deal done from the beginning. She married him for his funds. He married her for her bosoms, okay? Uh no shame. She never, but here's the thing. He was a very ruthless businessman. That Arthur Jr., whatever. He was a ruthless. You don't get to the top like that. And if you know anything about oil men, wherever they're extracting their oil, sometimes those people around that end up getting the C word. He was just ruthless. Okay, he was a ruthless business person, and she didn't really care for him at all because he was on his deathbed, and she never came to visit him. She didn't really put as much effort. Like, it was kind of sad. At least go visit the guy. And so he passes away, and they go into a fight, her and the son. Because the son is like, no, this is you deceived my father. This is my money.
She deceived him with what?
Because they said that while he was
Oh.
on she kind of got him to sign when he wasn't
I thought
with
he
it.
meant he deceived her with her.
So the son ends up winning. He ends up getting the C word. He didn't even get to enjoy that money. Okay. Again, the money energetically was just dirty. Okay. He didn't get to enjoy it at all. She then goes to the Supreme Court. She wins it.
Mhm.
We know what happened to her. She didn't get to enjoy it. And now hopefully it doesn't happen to her daughter if her daughter does the work. And If I were the daughter, I would actually give some of that money away to cleanse its energy and turn it, change the karmic past of that, the energetic of how it was. Same thing with the Kennedys. Father was a bootlegger. We can go back to same thing with, who here knows Onassis? Who here knows Onassis? Did anybody ever hear of Onassis? You guys want to hear his story? And that's why I love reading history about certain people, billionaires, because the end of their life, it's always shrouded in some weird, and the families are fighting. How do you charge the energy of money then? So change. So let's say if I earned my money in a really, really not low vibrational way. I had a corn website. I would just try to give a certain percentage to people in need, whether that be widows, disabled, to kind of cleanse it and give it.
That will cleanse the money.
I don't.
We're talking about these people who do the shrug business, and then this is what they do in Pakistan. They go to Hajj all the time. They build mosques,
and we have a few of them in our neighborhood.
If that money is made with unlawful, unethical,
we have one guy in our neighborhood. He literally modeled his home after the White House. It is, but Sarah, it's one of the high. It's one of the highest.
It's one of the oldest profession of this
world. And one of the highest, most depressed, and taking, you should watch a documentary about them. A lot of them end up after the industry, they don't do well mentally, and they end up, not wanting to be here. Pills, it's a very big thing. It's not, it does mess with you. It really does. So with Onassis, can you put TikTok, Instagram on?
Yeah.
How many people know about Onassis? At one point, he was the richest man in the world. Onassis at one point was one of the richest men in the world. Very short, unattractive guy. We probably know him because he married John F. Kennedy's widow. Okay. He basically came from nothing, this guy. But he was very shrewd, and he knew how to manipulate women. That was his master. He just knew how to manipulate women. He escaped war, went to, I believe, Panama at the time, because Panama was hustling and bustling. And he was a phone operator. And he didn't have a lot of money at the time. And whatever little money he'd have, he would spend it on a really expensive suit because he wanted to look the part. And he would go to the most expensive bars, which is fine. Restaurants. If you want to mingle with the wealthy, you have to surround yourself by them. So he knew like, okay, I want to be this. I need to surround myself by this. Again, this guy wasn't educated. He meets a woman who happened to be an heiress. And he kind of like, at the time, this was really big. Like it was, it was very normal, but nobody was advertising it with a woman. So he came up with his own brand, and he took this woman heiress, and he needed her money to fund it. So he basically wooed her, blah, 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 got her, and then he just threw her to the curb. Then he met, the reason he got into the shipping industry was he married the daughter of one of the shipping tycoons at the time. He married the daughter, constantly cheated on her, and he just learned and took over the family business. That's what he did. But he then that wasn't enough, because he's like, okay, I'm the richest person in the world, but I don't have that American brand behind me. Because, I want to be accepted in America. And what better way to be accepted with the Americans than to marry their queen at the time, which was Jackie Kennedy. And later she became Jackie Kennedy Onassis. And again, it was a mutual exchange. Jackie spent his money like crazy. He started hating it. Quick story. He only had 2 kids. He had a son and a daughter. His son, one day at the age of 24, was on a plane. The plane was going up, and somehow and the son went into a coma, and he got down on his hands and knees and he was begging the doctor. He's like, I will give you every penny I have, but you need to save my son. And this doctor said, even if we save him, he's going to be, his brain is not going to be functioning. So the son ends up passing away. This man would stay at his son's grave and cry so much that one of his eyes became blind. No money in the world could take away that pain that he was feeling. He soon later passed on. A year later, he was on his deathbed. They called Jackie O, who again, Jackie wouldn't be, her kids wouldn't be where they were without Onassis's money. He put them through private school. He bought her a New York apartment. Like at the time, she was spending $100,000 a month, 200,000 in the 70s. Like she was hungry for his money and he just couldn't keep up. But they were like, he's on his deathbed, and she didn't want to even be bothered. She's like, nope, I don't even want to be bothered. I'm skiing in the Alps. Like, why are you bothering me? And which in some ways maybe he deserved for everything he did to women, you know. So he ends up passing away. The son is gone. The wife, also the first wife, ended up, after the son passing away 6 months, and then this daughter got everything, the inheritance. Apparently the daughter would pay men to marry her. She put them on a salary to be her boyfriend, it was very sad. And then she ended up ODing. So all that money was whoever got it, you'd think, oh, my life changed. No, really tragic things happened to them. And I believe some of it went to the government, and then some of it went to the granddaughter, who was a little bit more level-headed. She ended up donating a lot of it because she ended up marrying somebody with wealth. She's not in the public eye. So the way you earn your income, it will either come back to haunt you or your offspring. It's never, and we know that with like generational wealth, people stop talking to each other. So it's really important that you also do something uplifting that can, with now today's world, good quality foods is going to become less and less and less and less and less. Learn how to get heirloom vegetables, and you just start growing a little bit. You start selling that at the farmer market. Eventually you get more and more, and then you can buy a little piece of land and you just start growing your own vegetables, and you can either ship them online, certain fruits, and you don't even, and if you really want to take it to a different level, you can, instead of using pesticides, send radionics to it. There's radionics courses. You can learn how to do this to your soil and plants. And heck, how many people wouldn't want to have fruits and vegetables that haven't been genetically modified, broadcasted with energy like an invisible shield where insects don't get to it because it stings them, but it's also sending like energy of health. You can put that frequency in there, and minerals, and just boost up. Yeah, there's so many great ways you can help the general public and raise their vibration, whether that be teaching, or like somebody on here got themselves in hyperbaric chamber. These things are expensive. She was able to get one off of Facebook Marketplace. Well, heck, you could just maybe start advertising a little bit. And you know how many people with the C word would benefit from that? And you could just charge a little bit of a session. It's an energetic exchange. Like you're helping them, and you can just kind of work with their budget. There's so many ways that you can uplift. For me, I'm so grateful that I was able to find something from God's Pharmacy and be able to get the best quality and form of it, and hopefully it is transforming so many people's lives. I can go home, and not only that, we might not be making millions like the 0.001%, but what we do make, it's very abundant for us. It just we're not getting sick. None of my money's going towards doctors or weird headaches or lawyers, or like everything is very clean.
Whenever like something breaks in our house or something happens, one day what happened was that our entire floor, the fixtures for the lights and the switches and everything, they all got burnt.
Yeah, that was.
So in my head, I was like, "What the hell, man?"
And that
like,
was
do
very
I have to buy it
pricey,
again? Like,
yeah.
and then these things were. I got the touch panels and like they were all smart and everything. So I was like,
the
okay,
electrician came in.
This is just a lot of money. So and then these were like, I mean, I towards the people like the working class blue collar, I just feel like we should be very kind to them. I just didn't want to say anything to them because it was their fault.
It was an electrician that came in.
But it was very hard for me to like keep it in, and it was their fault. What they were doing, they should have been a little bit more careful. And then all that came out of my mouth was that, like, I was like, guys, it's a lot of money. Like, you guys understand that, right? And I just didn't say anything else. I just like left. I was just thinking, okay, fine. Now I have to get this again. Let me just, go through this. How many did they? And then, but in my head somewhere, I was thinking, I was like, well, but this was like, I worked really hard for this. It was not like, it's not. But anyways, and then one of the guys, he just stepped up and he was like, wait, let me see, maybe I can fix it. And
he was able to fix it. So we had an electrician come in. We have like the tap screen plugins.
Touch screen.
And this was an older electrician. He didn't just, and they all of them burnt out, and each one was like $200. Imagine like each outlet. It was very pricey.
Some of the things were, yeah.
Some of them were even more. So it was like we were looking at a couple thousand. Like I was like, what an unnecessarily like. And we didn't even have outlets that were working. It was really scary. So the guy was like, I might be able to fix them. He took them home and he was able to fix them. We were so happy. Wait, did you get those other two from the company? Because we even called the company. We were like, can we exchange them? He's like, well, you guys kind of did it. We're not, you can't really exchange them. And we were just like, man, this is going to be such an unnecessary headache. And it just got fixed. And we're just so grateful.
So money or anything that you do with the right means,
yeah,
it will always be protected. You will always be taken care of, and you will not have any worries. It may be okay, and sometimes it will be like a little bit of a money, but then you'll be able to get a lot more done with it as compared to if you have money that was
because there's a word
means.
It's called baraka. The blessing of that will go a lot farther, right? You might be able to get way more for that $100 than the person. It will go a lot further because the energy, everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everything. So the beauty is we can change our energy. We can change our thought process. We can change our habits. We just need to go back to basics, getting outside, getting sunlight, taking a walk, taking your minerals, taking a nap. Heck, when was the last time somebody just got to lay down in the afternoon without their phone, maybe in a hammock, and just got to just relaxed? When was the last time you did that for yourself? When was the last time you just lay down? And sometimes I do that when the sun is setting. I go up on the grass and I just sit there and without my phone, and I'm just in awe, like the beautiful sunset. And I take a moment and I'm just so grateful because I know that one day I'm not going to see this sunset. So as a human right now, I want to enjoy the beauty. Okay, when we get to 5,000 likes, who would like an emotional scan? Anybody today want to do an emotional scan? Anybody want to do an emotional scan? Gratitude is the best attitude. Gratitude is the best attitude. Gratitude for your life, gratitude for your family, gratitude. What about, well, Sarah, I mean, how are
Oh,
they
I will tell you. I was going to dive into that
okay,
one.
go ahead. You take over.
I
You
was
know,
actually going
these
for
are
my
some
son.
people that are constantly on things. They can't go through their day without being on something.
I actually, Juan and I, we were one day we were driving. There was a guy who is a well-known truck dealer, and I didn't know that. Apparently, people. I just, we. It's so Juan and I, we were driving, and then this guy, he already has a very big home, but then he bought the land next to it, and he's building another bigger structure. And there's always like a lot of hustle bustle. The other day, they had like a party, and the party, like for 2 blocks, these cars were parked, and each car in Pakistan, luxury vehicles, you get up to 300% tax. So like something that you can buy in the US for $30,000, in Pakistan you have to pay $100,000. So here, $100,000 car is for $300,000. Okay, and there were like 2 blocks, and these roads on the both sides. There, the people who came to attend his party, the $100,000, the $300,000 cars were there. Okay, brand new ones, freshly imported cars. That's the kind of party it was. They After that party, they also had a firework. So, so that's the kind of person he is. Like that's the kind of money that they make, and everybody knows that he's a truck dealer. So Juan and I was just thinking, I was like, wait, he has so much baraka in his money. There's so much blessing. He's doing so well. Everybody else is struggling, but he's doing so well. And then she was like, yeah, I just wonder why is that? And I'm like, well, here's the thing. So just like if you do well in life, you're going by the manual, you are a good human being, you're taking care of people in your surroundings, you are a light for your society, you are making your money through the right means, you're doing all the right things. Okay, so then you go up in the rankings, you're raising your vibration. Okay, you're raising your vibration, you are on the right path. Okay, but then there's different levels to how much you unlock. Similarly, if you're doing bad things, if you're an evil person, if you're a criminal, if you're somebody who does drug dealing, if you're somebody who land grabbing, if you're somebody who is into businesses that affects the society as a whole and it leads to degeneracy, anything that you do low vibrational, which is like your bread and butter, including the people who make billions of dollars.
And not all billionaires are bad.
No, not really. There is a thing that like
you
we
said
villainize.
Walmart. At the end of the day, give certain little brands a spot to do well. I mean, I wouldn't consider Walmart as evil. As somebody like, for instance, years ago, the oil in New Orleans, they had an oil spill and it affected the oceans and the farm. Like, not all billionaires are evil. There's a lot of, it's just, and I wouldn't consider Walmart is just a corporation. Yeah, but it does, if you have a good product, Walmart will give you a stepping stone if they accept it. So I wouldn't, but there are certain, like BlackRock taking the food and altering it and putting chemicals that they know are not good for the human body. Okay, that's one example. Now, we don't know about their family dynamics. A lot of them within their, yes, they might have money, but they might be very miserable people. Now, not all billionaires are bad. It's if you intend to harm somebody. We know glyphosate is bad. Then why do we keep using it? And we can go back to, they even started introducing it to different parts of the world. Why do they want them to use their genetically modified? Why is that? So that, but then again, the people who control this, they're very private, and you don't really know what's going on within their family unit. Their family unit might not be one of harmony. It might be broken. A lot of them are on shrugs. A lot of them are angry. They're bitter. There was a guy on TikTok who did who did a video. He said, he was just a hairdresser, and he said, I've learned my lesson. He's like, some of the wealthiest people were some of the meanest people. He's like, there was this one woman, I'm not going to name, but she was a billionaire, and she fried her hair, but anytime she just would find, she was just never happy. Like, you could not please this person. He's like, I went there, I gave her extensions, I stayed there for 9 hours, which, by the way, she didn't even end up tipping him, and she was still upset. Like, they're just such miserable people to their core. That, so what is the point of your life if you're so deeply miserable? If you have so much hate and anger, all that, you can't even enjoy. Like, for me, I see beauty, like just sitting outside on my patch of grass and watching the sunset. That to me just fills my heart with so much joy. Maybe you coming home to your pet and your dog jumping, and it just feels that love. They don't feel that. Not all billionaires are evil. I don't want to ever, if you intend to harm somebody, corn, it harms people. Shrugs harm people. Certain drinks harm people. We know that. Casinos harm people. Casinos, they might be fun, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of downside to it, if because humans are weak, we're born weak. If so, there's certain things we're saying, like, in that way, can be harmful. Extracting oil, and other people around that area are getting sick, which is happening in Iraq, and you're not compensating for that or making sure that it doesn't happen. That is harmful. DuPont is one example, throwing their waste into the land. But being a billionaire, and like, you have an idea and it helps people in some way, go for it. Exactly, like the data centers. Now, unless they really could find a way to make it so it doesn't harm people, but I don't think they care. And again, not to say, I just read somewhere that they're also going to get rid of the water filtration system in the US. They don't want to fund it anymore. They don't want to put money funding into the water system for the public general water. Well, that's an issue because a lot of people are on pharmaceuticals, and it's very chlorinated. And I had a friend who worked for the water city. He would never touch it and drink it. So, but not everybody can afford to buy good quality water in glass. Water is now being exchanged on the NASDAQ. So it's these types of things that they don't care what's going to happen to the human race that is evil. I mean, being a ballerina, midnight dancer, it can be evil in a way that you are deceiving the person. Some of these, and you could say, well, it's also the man. But yeah, some of these girls do end up getting involved with these men, and it's a money exchange, but they know that that's their weakness. And you know that he's an addict, you should be the bigger person and not keep feeding into that addiction. That money you now get wouldn't be the cleanest. Does that make sense?
Birdie, we upload all our lives to YouTube, so you can go check it at Abi Energy 22. You can go there.
It is kind of like a
Nakui
podcast.
2009. Are you still there? Please come to TikTok.
Keep tapping, you guys. Once
Emotional
we get to 5,000.
scan. We have a device, a scalar energy device. We take your audio sample, we put it in our software, and then it tells us about your emotional and physical state and how you can overcome those challenges to be in your highest alignment. Come and you will see what it is. Come to TikTok. We just about to hit 5,000 likes, and then we
But
we'll do
having
our first scan.
a clothing brand, having food, supplements, daycare, health and wealth, these are all things that like help uplift. So you just have to ask yourself, is this going to help people or hurt people? And a lot of people, they they just don't care. My parents once were offered a
Oh,
restaurant.
Birdie, they should make us the ambassadors of TikTok or something. We come there. It's more fun there. Actually, we're using our computer, so we can't take people on our. On
My
our thing
parents
here,
once
on
were
on
offered a
Instagram.
restaurant, and they didn't want to sell alcohol because they are quite religious. And the guy was like, well, that's not going to work because that's where you make majority of your at the bar. And they were just like, no, that's fine. And guess what? The universe gave my father something way better. He got a patch of land. He was able to grow pomegranates. And
Was it after that he bought he got the lottery, or was it before that?
oh, before that, my father won the lottery in the 70s. And with that, he bought a little boutique building. A boutique building is like 5 apartments. He lived on the top floor and he rented the rest of the buildings. So instead of just running and wasting his money, and it wasn't much, honestly, it was like $15,000, which
That was in the 80s, man.
in the
Come on.
70s.
Oh, whoa. Okay, so that's a lot of money.
Yeah, in the 70s. And and then from there he just would buy and rent. He had a lot of rental properties in the 80s. I think at one point he had 12. And then from there he just he would buy land, and you sit on the land, and then eventually the
No,
land
it's
prices
a
go
series
up.
of fortunate events.
He
But how
does
does
pray
that
a
happen?
lot. He does. He used to just
Not just pray a lot. Okay, her parents are very, very good people. So this is a political refugee family. They had to, they had to go into exile, their home country, Iraq,
My father had to
Canada.
escape.
What they were doing was that they were then political refugees. It's not a very good life abroad, leaving your friends and family and everything that you know behind.
Yeah.
Coming from a developing country like Iraq, it's very hard to go into like a new country, new people, new environment to adjust. Despite all these challenges, you know what they were doing? They were bringing in other unfortunate people who
Yeah, and
are
we
living
would
in
house
weird
them with us,
situations
which I
to
didn't
come
like.
and be and share their blessings and their wealth and their resources with them. And you know what? Always, they were not paid back in kind. Nobody was grateful. Everybody thought for some reason that they're entitled to it, and they never reciprocated in a nice,
And those
kind,
people
gentle
never
way.
went far
And
in
that
life.
didn't stop her family from continue doing what they were doing. And even to this day, they're doing it. They know that this person is going to cheat me. This will not be grateful, but this is the right thing to do. This person needs the help, and they will just do it. And it is always reciprocated by the universe. They are always, they're always blessed.
Yeah. You and I help a lot of people, but we just we do it from a distance. I don't like to say, oh yeah, this came from me. I'd rather just do it from a distance.
Well, we just do things and you forget about it.
Yeah.
You don't remember. And that's the right way to do it,
But again, if you don't, helping is just like even checking in on somebody, opening a door. You see a grandmother struggling with her groceries, just hand her a hand. You see somebody, you know that somebody in your neighborhood is a widow and their grass is overflowing, and they might not have the means to hire somebody, and you're young or you have a kid, just send them over there and mow their lawn. It doesn't have to be anything, or bake a cake and sometimes give it to like the elderly widow who just lost his wife. Here's a cake. I feel your pain. Little things like this, they just bring so much joy to somebody. Huda. Yeah, I like Huda. I've never used her makeup because I use very clean makeup, and it goes for all brands. I used to have Chanel, Dior, and then when I learned that these products have a lot of hormone disrupting chemicals, I threw them all away. I didn't even want to give them away because I was like, I don't want to like give this to somebody and they get sick. I threw them away, and now I have the non-toxic stuff, which is fun, but it's not as like fun as, but I don't use any brands like from Sephora, very, very rarely. I have to use very, very clean brand. Kosas is good. Ilya is good, although I heard Ilya was a little bit racist. Or Ilya's good. I'm finding my brands, but I've never used Huda. I know of her, and she seems like a very
Huda
smart.
the other day was hanging out with Kendall.
She was. Who knows who Kendall is?
Do you guys know who Kendall? They're actually Kendall, Pakistan.
Should we have him on a podcast? Wait, should we have him on here, Kendall?
I really like him. I think he's a good representative. I mean, he has his moments here and there, but otherwise, he's a good guy.
You guys would like to have Kendall on?
God, okay. YouTube is just some other.
What? What? What is that?
God.
What does that mean? I don't even. Huda Solar Company 2 in
IL?
IL. What is that? Like Illinois man from Illinois?
No, it's a. I think it's a flag. Italy, Italian guy.
Italian guy? I do think Huda, when I look at her, I do think she's dealing with a lot of inflammation. And I think yeah, I think she's dealing with a lot of inflammation. And I hope she just doesn't get autoimmune, but there's something maybe
she really sold it to. Okay. All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
She did? No,
Yeah.
she would not do that.
I don't know. Something is wrong with the Emiratis. I don't know. They're just
No, but she's from Iraq.
But she's there. Her business is there. She developed.
Okay, let me go use the restroom, and we're almost. Who wants to do
Shabash, good job.
Who wants to do the emotional scan?
Okay, guys. Okay. So who wants to do the emotional scan? Where am I? I'm here, and I'm holding a apple. Okay. My son just ate it. So we hit our. Okay, wait. Zoom back in, man. All right. Who here wants to be on the emotional scan? We just hit our 5,000. We're keep going up, but yeah. Who wants to do the emotional scan? Nobody? All right. Well, yeah, I didn't know that too, Sarah. Thanks for letting us know. That was good.
Okay, is the lunch? Is there anybody who wants to do the emotional scan?
No, I think there's nobody
Huh?
right now.
Okay, let me go get a little. Do you mind if I have a little bit of lunch?
Noor, just go get yourself something. Okay. Noor, emotional scan is like we have this device. Through this device, there's an app in it. It's you speak into it, it grabs your emotional imprint. That's so your voice, your face, just like you have a unique hand fingerprint, and that's only unique to you. Similarly, your voice also has signatures, your energetic imprint. We process that energetic imprint into our software. Why am I zoomed out? Why am I not being okay? So we take your energetic imprint through your voice sample. We put it in our machine, and it just tells us how are you doing energetically, how are you doing physically, and what are the things that you can do to be at your, aligned so that you can be one with your your higher self. You will see that once we start it. We are at 6,000 likes right now. At 10,000, we can do the second person. If you want to do this, you can just hop on to the live. If you want to be on video, you can be on video. But if you want to be on audio, you can be on audio too. And we just need like a 10 seconds of your voice sample. We put this in this machine. You will first get to know if there's like what are the things that are holding you back to raise your vibration. emotionally and physically. Like if there are any self-limiting beliefs, if there is some recent or past trauma that you had, so then it will tell you how to deal with it, how to better deal with it. It comes with a program too that you can listen to. There are some tones that you can listen to, and it will help align you energetically with your higher self. This sounds pretty out there, but actually it is not. It's called the scalar energy radionics. The CIA uses it, by the way. They release some documents where they have their remote viewing program where they recruited people and then they would go into a meditative state and then they would go and be able to talk to entities across the world and across the universe. I know, but it's on the CIA's website. And there they had also listed certain codes for wellness. Like, if you have a headache, if there's any other problem that you have, you can use that code. Where do you go to do it? You come on our live. I invite you and you speak into this device. Actually, this device, this phone has an app, and that app is connected to a software, and that software is connected to a machine. It's called a radionics machine, and through that, we're able to do that. We have that machine too. Today I'll go and I'll buy some equipment so that you guys can, I'll get another printer. So we have a machine. We have that machine as well. It's a very powerful machine. You can send me your picture. Oh, that's okay, Noor. No, don't worry. You can no. You can be on the audio too. You don't have to be on call. And we only need a 10-second of your voice sample. So we have this radionics machine, and I'll set it up later today. You send us your picture. We put your picture into that machine, like physically. I'll print it out. You will see it, and I'll put it in the sample. TNA, you can, if you want to do a deep. By the way, this emotional scan is just a trailer. We have a full-fledged frequency scan, which is like doing the blood work for your. I mean, it's not an alternative for that, but it's just very accurate. It just reads your energetic imprint. You send us your picture, your height, your weight, your name, your date of birth. We put it in there, and it just gives you, if any parasites do you have, if there are any allergies that you have, any other problems that you have. Angelica, do you want to hop on to the? Do you want to hop on? Angelica, I see an invite come in. Do you want to hop on? And if you want, yeah, but the frequency scan is private. If you want to do that, the details are on our screen. You can go there and you can find the details there. But if you want to just do like a trailer, like a test drive, anything that comes to your mind, Angelica, we just need to hear your voice. The machine needs to hear your voice. So it takes your voice and then it processes it through the machine, and then the machine figures out what are the things that we need to look into. The machine that I was talking to you about, the frequency machine that we have. So you send me your picture. I'll put that picture in our machine, and then there are certain frequencies that I will broadcast to you, because your picture is also like your IP address, your universal IP address. Nobody else looks like you, so that's your unique ID. That's like your universal, the social security number from the universe. So we use that to send you frequency, and there is frequencies in there that we can just like remove any negative energy that you have. What took you to a different live? Oh, just wait. I'll send it to you when Juan is here. Then we'll do it. You guys keep tapping the screen. So, all right, Noor. Yeah. Just wait. Okay, so 2 people want to do it. All right, Juan. 2 people want to do the emotional scan. Noor, Angelica will do it first. Noor, you can do it second, but just keep tapping the screen. So
Okay.
by the
I'm
time
gonna eat later.
let's just do it to the 10K. Okay.
Okay.
Let's just get our likes to 10K, guys. All right.
Yay.
Okay, start it. Come on, hop on, Angelica. Let's just
Okay.
take your voice sample.
She wants to do
I
it right
can't
now.
send you the invite. Yeah, Noor, keep tapping the screen, guys. Let's just take it to 10K, okay? Angelica, you need to call again. I'll accept you this time, and then you can hop on. Look, where's the screen for the thing?
The screen.
The sound for the emotional.
Oh, it's right here.
Which one?
Inner voice.
Oh, this one. Yeah.
Inner voice, and then you press this.
I know. Oh. Angelica is not there. Okay. She's here. She's in the room. So then I hit this sign or just this sign?
No, the one with the heart.
With the heart?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because it's more a big deeper one. Oh my God.
She has a private account. Yeah. So I can't send her a request to go live. Oh, so she can't come on the live? No, but she did.
No. You can't send her a request.
Yeah, I can't. But she did send a request to hop on the live. Angelica, do you want to be on the live or should we just take Noor? Okay, I think she's away. Noor, let's just get you on, okay?
Yay for Noor.
Yeah, I know.
I was just really
I think
hungry,
she's
you
away
guys.
right now. All right. Oh, there she is.
Hello.
Hi, Noor.
how
How's
are
it
you?
going?
I'm good.
Where are
I'm
you
a big
calling
fan
in
of
from?
you, John Abby.
How are you, my dear? I'm sorry. I'm just so hungry and I don't want.
Where are you calling
That's
in
all right.
from, Noor?
I'm from UK.
Oh, you're in the UK.
And
How
how's
old
the
are you?
weather there right now?
It's very hot today.
Mm-hmm. The sun is out.
Yeah,
Well, that's nice.
finally.
Yeah, I know. Well, Noor, whenever the sun is out, try to get 20 minutes on your stomach, especially if you live in the UK. You don't get a lot of
Yeah.
sunlight. This can
It's
affect
okay,
you.
Angelica. Stick around. We'll get you on.
Your hormones. It's not, like, especially as a brown person, you need more sunlight. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So,
All right. So when I point to the screen, or I'll just do a countdown. Okay. So as soon as we go to 1, and it's like 0, you will start speaking. Say whatever comes to your mind. All right. And after that, we'll just do our thing. Cool.
I don't know what to talk about. You can give me any topic.
Anything. And you can just say anything. Just say, my name is Noor. I'm a very sweet girl. I live in the UK. I love the sun. Okay. Cool. We just need your voice. Okay, cool. So it's about to start. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, my name is Noor. I'm a big fan of John Abby. I always try to understand his topic. And I got lots of knowledge from her. And what else I speak? The sun is out.
good. You're
I
good.
like plants.
Let her talk, Juan. She likes plants.
Why?
Okay,
How
I'm
old
done.
are you, Noor?
Yeah. How old are you?
Do I have to disclose
No,
my
you
age?
don't. It's fine. You don't need
sound
to.
young.
It's fine then.
You sound very young. That's why. And you sound very
Oh,
lovely.
I'm not young.
Well, you sound young and you are young. That nobody.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good news for me.
Are you married? Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have one kid.
Okay.
Do you have Pakistani heritage?
Yeah.
Niche, come to TikTok.
And
We do the scan there.
would you like
Okay.
more kids, or are you happy with one and done?
I'm happy with it.
One and done. Sometimes
One and
there's the one and done club. Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah, especially if you don't have the support from me. Like,
Yeah,
it takes a
yeah.
village.
It definitely does. Okay, so I'm gonna go
You're
ahead.
lucky you living in Pakistan.
That was one of the reasons I wanted to be here, was to raise my son. And we have his grandparents, then we have a nanny, then we have somebody who helps with cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good life.
Okay, I'm gonna read. Sorry, the food was a little spicy. I will never get. Your mom just made chicken karahi and the spices are
It's not
kicking in.
spicy at all. It's been 6 years. Just relax.
Oh my God. Okay. So I'm going to read a little bit. I'm just going to graze over.
Okay.
The rest is going to be for you. And you're just going to let me know if it resonates. The first one that came up for you, Noor, is suppressed emotions. Fear of confrontation and of expression emotions may lead to rejection, may result in frustration, discouragement, lack of self-approval, apprehensiveness. Betrayal and mistreatment by others when unable to defend oneself may result in difficulty forgiving or letting go. Did that resonate?
A little bit. Rejection you face a lot in every person's life. Like, okay.
Rejection. Yeah, everybody faces it. Some people take it harder than others. For me, when I get rejection, I just take it as a, it depends on, again, some people, it really affects them. For me, rejection is a way of just being like, okay, there's something better out there. It's just way your mind processes it. Like on this fertility journey, doctors being like, you're too old. Well, that's your opinion, not mine. Like, I just don't let it get to me. Now, have you had your thyroid antibodies checked?
I just recently had a thyroid test and they came out perfect.
No, the
I
antibody.
have heart palpitation
Mm-hmm.
very fast. My heart beats very fast. So sometimes it give me lots of anxiety.
So what
doctor,
was your
thyroid
TSH?
test.
Do you remember your TSH number?
No, but they just said if anything bad or anything wrong, we will tell you. But they came out correct.
Okay, well, I can tell you, when I was losing hair and having heart palpitation, I was a 4. To doctors, that's perfect. But I knew to dig deeper, and I had thyroid antibodies at a level of 200. Anything above 30.
So you have to look for the thyroid antibodies.
So because that is coming up for you. And if you eat a lot of gluten, for some people, and ways it's not always as, you just feel heavy, hair loss, brittle nails, heart palpitations. So doctors, they don't always want to dig deeper. Of course, living in Pakistan, I don't really need a doctor to get this blood work. I can just go and do blood work on my own at IDC, one of the blood lab centers, right? You just pay out of pocket whatever you need. So I knew that I need more testing, because a lot of times they just go, oh, okay, everything looks fine, but they don't want to go in deeper. So I would just
I've been pushing doctors a lot these days because of my heart palpitations. I keep telling them, it's been 3 years I've been to the doctors, and keep telling them I'm not feeling good with this feeling. But they said,
well,
test this out, correct?
you do have anxiety. I would get on some magnesium glycinate or malate form. You definitely want to get on, just add a little bit more sea salt into your diet when you're cooking. Do a little bit of both. You want to get iodized sea salt, because you do want some iodine in your diet. So iodized salt and then a little bit of sea salt. So mix it up. Cook 1 or 2 dishes with the sea salt, 1 or 2 dishes with the iodized salt. We are becoming.
My blood pressure is usually low.
Okay. That's okay. Sea salt is fine. Magnesium, you need potassium. Shilajit will give you the potassium, and then get calcium. Calcium rich foods like the black sesame seed, nettle tea, nettle. These things will be very rich in calcium. Can you hear me? Okay, can everybody hear her? Are you on Zor Shilajit, Noor?
No.
Yeah.
I will try.
That would definitely really help you with the blood pressure and at least get some of your macro minerals. Remember, the macro, we need an abundance coming in. That's magnesium, sodium, calcium, potassium. We use a lot of that every day. So the other one that came up for you, may have a block in ability for inspiration, faith, resulting in feeling ungrounded.
Maybe yes.
Do you ever feel like you're more prone to failure? Well, I'm not even going to try because it's going to fail.
No, I usually okay, but when it's come to an interview, then make me stay behind a lot just because I feel that maybe it's not go as I expected.
So
Okay, Noor was having trouble coming over this live, and then she changed her mind.
okay, so Noor, walking into a place and you already have the mindset, oh, what if, right? What if is, it's from, even in Islam, it's Satan. If
Yeah.
What if this doesn't work out, there's something better. Like you have to go in. Not
Meeting with people, especially when I'm going for an interview, I usually say I'm busy. I don't want to. I have some important work to come up.
But why is that? Because over here it says may have experienced accidents, difficulty at birth, or tragic events leading to the belief that life is hard, dangerous, or prone to failure. So you already saying,
It's not that deep, but it's just the interview part and the job part, because I'm finding very difficult to find a job right now. So that's the reason that stay behind. Let me stay behind.
so you want to overcome those beliefs. It seems like you have a
Yeah.
belief around money, self-worth. And again, these things, as you become healthier and you want to get magnesium today, very, 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 very important. That alone will probably help your anxiety that you're facing. Get yourself some Shilajit. That will give you the potassium that you need. Get good quality sleep and listen to some morning affirmations for money blocks. It seems like you do have some sort of like, because you going into an interview and saying you're busy because you don't want to face rejection. I know you saying it's not that deep, but you're already telling that I say no to interviews because your mind is too scared of that rejection.
I think she doesn't even know that that's what's going on.
Well, when we have a bad experience, let's say there was a job we wanted and we don't get that job, then our brain, and then it makes us feel really bad because we got really, really, really excited and we didn't get the job. Then your brain goes, I don't want to go through that experience again because I don't want to feel that pain. So then we associate job interview with negative outcome. Do you understand? And you have to break through that. And how do you do that? Try to start salat al-istikhara before an interview. It's very helpful. And just you can do different names. I got magnesium in the UK, glycinate, malatoid. Great. Okay, that's great. Love. Why is it echoing?
It's her.
Okay. You do have a little bit of a mental block and a little bit like feeling lost. It's just coming up. Feeling lost, a little bit of a mental block. So I'm going to send you this. Work on your liver. Proper hydration. Liver came up, so start drinking dandelion root tea, nettle
I did
teas.
drink that.
Oh yeah, every day. These things have to become an everyday habit. Do you like
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like the taste?
No, it's a little bit bitter.
But you can add a tiny bit of
Jaggery.
jaggery if you want to, just a little bit of jaggery. Gur,
Okay.
that's sugar.
What
And
is it called, Joanne?
gur,
Good.
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 You can
I do understand.
and methylated B vitamins. Again, I don't know brand. So today for you, magnesium, very important.
Okay.
Nettle tea.
Magnesium glycinate, right?
Yeah, glycinate. Somebody said I got a magnesium in the UK. It's called Ancient Brave True Magnesium. That looks like it has glycinate, malate, and taurate. That looks like a good one. Get yourself iodized salt and a little bit of sea salt. Jacobs is a good brand. I don't know if it's in the UK, but Jacobs is a good brand. And get yourself Zor Shilajit. That will give you the potassium and the energy. That we have anybody on this live today gets a free discount code of live, LIVE. If you're interested, LIVE. Thank you so much for joining in.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Can you recommend something for a 6 years old? Because as you told it, in UK there is hardly ever sunny days. So what you recommend for kids?
Well, I would say if your kid likes to eat sardines, but kids are a picky eater. Now, my son likes sardines. Do you know what sardine fish are?
He don't like seafood.
Okay, so they do have supplements for kids like D vitamin drops with K2. You would look for that. You always want to do lower doses. I give my son one magnesium tablet. If I don't, he's like a wild horse at night. And again, it's very safe. You use it for so many things. Now, his iron, I know I have a picky eater. It's very hard with kids. So what I do with my son, there's one thing I boil dates with a little bit of water. And I grind it with the roasted black sesame seeds. So I make like a
And
paste.
some cardamom.
And a little bit of cardamom, and I put it on bread, and he likes it. That will be rich in iron and different minerals.
That would be enough.
You'd have to get his blood work done. I mean, I would like to give my son a kid's multivitamin. I try to do that too, but yeah, with kids, if they're a picky eater, then you want to just maybe get a good multivitamin as well.
All right. Any brand or anything you recommend for the kids?
There's a company that I like. It's called Perfect Supplements. You can use code Abi Energy, ABI Energy. They have a kids line. And if you're going to go there, also get yourself the gelatin powder, especially if you're older. It helps with tightening your skin. It's amino acid. It's kosher. So it's still, you can have it. It's kind of like halal, but it's not, it's kosher. And it's from grass-fed animals. So I just take a scoop at night before I sleep with a little bit of magnesium, and it relaxes you, but you wake up and your skin just looks a little bit tighter. That's what I like about it. But it actually also helps your liver. It has glycine. It helps the gut. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, and then just DM us your email so we can get this to you.
Send us your email.
I will DM you guys.
Yeah, DM it.
Where are you going to do it?
On TikTok.
On TikTok?
Yeah, DM it on TikTok.
Yeah, Surviving Storm. They're
Cool.
they're a small
All right.
family-owned
Thank you.
business. I think out of Ohio. Maybe, I don't know. All right, thank you. Take care, Noura. Thank you, Noor.
No.
Great. Does anybody want to be next?
Angelica.
Perfect
Angelica,
Supplements.
do you want to hop on? We also have TNA. She wants to hop on.
Perfect Supplements.
Do you want to be here, on here?
Well, first we have to send her scan.
Yeah.
So next goal is 12K, 12 to 15K. Let's get us there. How
15K. All right.
What's the it's not collagen, my dear. Collagen is it's a bigger molecular structure. This is broken down like micro collagen. It's amino acid. It's glycine, a gelatin powder, like what you make jello. It's what was that? What was that?
Nothing more.
Okay. It's just their
Okay, then you have to
gelatin
give me your
powder
phone.
on Perfect Supplements. It's a company and they have different supplement companies on there, and then they have some of their own brands. But I would also get their Aceola Cherry if you want to add it in. Bonus for the vitamin C.
Give me your phone. No, the other one.
Oh, okay.
Because
Here.
he has mine. Okay, TNA, let's just hop on. Angelica,
Well,
what's
we
going
have to
on with
send
you?
her the scan. I can't
Yeah.
hop her on yet. She needs to.
Angelica, do you want to come on? You can send the chat. There is an emoji, and then there's like two, I don't know, like a red and a blue person, the silhouette of two people. Click on that, and then you earlier sent a request to join. If you can't do it, then we will just take TNA. Noor, please send your email.
I can see you, Amen. I can see you.
Are you guys listen? Can you guys? Is there a background music right
What
now, or there
causes
isn't?
EMF sensitivity? They say like what helps with EMF
Okay, Angelica, no
sensitivity, vitamin E, a little bit of zinc, and Shilajit's known to help. But
TNA will take you
vitamin
on.
E is a very strong antioxidant. It just kind of helps encase, and along with Shilajit, encase the mitochondria, so you're not as sensitive. But if you live close to, God forbid, a tower, I would really consider moving. The closer you live to the tower, so it depends how close of do you live to a tower. You want to live as far away to these towers as possible. I'm still at where I can't, but it's okay. There's going to be plenty of opportunities in the future, God willing. So don't even worry about it. Right
Noor,
now.
this file also comes with some tonal frequencies. You listen to them, and they will help you overcome some of these other, these what should I call them? These emotional blockages that you have. That will help you with them. These are certain frequencies. When you listen to them, then you come on that frequency, and that is the frequency that you should be in order for you to not face the difficulties that you have to face.
There was a good vitamin E brand. I don't have a code, unfortunately, but it was called Purely, Purely, Purely. They were pretty good.
All right, TNA, let's just put you on. Are you ready? Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, how are you? Perfect Supplements,
What's your
Noor.
name?
Perfect. Sarah, can you just type it in Perfect Supplements and use code Abi Energy?
Hey.
How are you, my dear?
I'm good, thank you. How
Where-
are you?
I'm well. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from the UK.
Wow, we have a
We
lot
have a
of
lot of
UK.
today we caught the UK
Yay.
people. Okay, good.
What is her name?
Amazing sunshine today.
And then I want you to
asked
get
her,
out
but
some.
actually
Please
she
get.
doesn't want to tell us her name.
Okay, that's
Can
fine.
I tell you what I'm actually doing right now? I've taken your advice. I'm sitting in the sun and
Oh.
I'm getting some sun on my stomach.
Oh, and how does it feel? Like, honestly,
Amazing.
I-
Amazing. My favorite place is just in the garden.
there's something like it's like I could be in fight or
Very
flight,
special.
and then I just go out there and I lay, and it's like everything just melts out of my body. And I'm not saying go burn in the sun, but 5 to 20 minutes daily, especially now in the winter time, and especially if you live in the upper northwest or the UK, take advantage of the summer. You will break down, especially if you're a brown descent, because your ancestors were so prone. And then you go into like somewhere where you never.
Brown descent.
What was I supposed to say?
A person of color.
Person of color.
Brown descent. What the hell is
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I'm gonna you know the drill. When I go like this, you just say, you speak into it, whatever your heart desires. Okay.
And waffle.
Okay. Let me get it going.
Hello, my name is Zahara. I'm from the UK. Which one? I've actually been following you for a while. I seem to have you on Instagram, on TikTok, and somehow also on WhatsApp.
What? Oh yeah. What's up?
No.
Thank you. Who does my WhatsApp?
I just.
Okay, thank you.
So you, Zahara, do you get the notification on WhatsApp and then you come to our live, or you get a notification on your phone?
No, so I get the notification on my phone. I think I opened up a phone today and I noticed you were on live, so I joined on Instagram and then realized that you were on TikTok.
Okay, because I send out a notification on WhatsApp too.
I've not seen that.
Oh, you're on our channel, right?
Yeah, maybe I'm not looking in the right place.
Oh no, actually they have put it on the other side, so you have to really go in there and then. Sarah, Juan Abby, search that, the channel. We have a channel on WhatsApp. It's also on our website. So if you guys need notifications for when we come online or any other, we post about our other offers there too. So just follow us there. We got her sample?
Yeah, it's ready to go. Okay. Again, as always, some of this will resonate, some doesn't. This might have been a pattern you even experienced in your childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't mean it's active.
What it reads is also like your subconscious, things that you previously struggled with or you struggled with in the past. And sometimes it can also pick up on things that may be more relevant to people in your immediate surroundings. That happens when we do the frequency scan, where you send us a picture and everything, and then something comes up, and that is like it's a thing that is not in alignment. There's and we ask like, okay, do you have this? It's like, no. Is there anybody? And then they're like, well, I don't, but my brother has it, or my mother or something. So somebody who is in your immediate vicinity.
All right, let me go ahead and read this. What came up? 1 second. And I also am sending you the audio tunes to listen to. You listen to them and you can do breath work. I like to do this. This helps activate both hemispheres. A lot of times we're operating from our fight or flight, and we just want to kind of sync the two. So I do breath work. I do a lot of this. It just helps sync the two. Okay, let me go ahead and read this. The first one that came up for you was emotionally disconnected, possibly limited ability to experience and express emotions, difficulty with healing and grieving processes, may be the result of abuse, fear of rejection, or past overwhelming emotional experiences, may shut down as a present protection from chronic stress. Did any of that resonate?
Yes,
Okay. This
I'm aware of all of that.
this could have been caused by grief. Grief could be loss, divorce, death of a loved one. Again, emotional conflict. I don't know. And food sensitivities, nightshades. Do you know what nightshades are, my dear?
No.
Nightshades. I for many years, I don't really eat. I just started eating tomatoes in Pakistan, but nightshades are like eggplant is a big no. It grows at night. Tomatoes, but I still you can have cooked tomatoes, not raw. You're just not that they're bad for you, but for your body, you can be a little sensitive. So people who tend to, it's not that gluten. Some people can have gluten, they're fine, and some people can't. So eggplant, potatoes. So I gravitate towards sweet potatoes instead of like white potatoes. Does that? So I don't know if you're eating a lot of eggplant. That's a nightshade. They grow at nighttime, and they have an ingredient called salonin. Didn't pronounce that right, but that can be kind of to some people it can be a little bit
It
triggering.
can trigger your autoimmune
Yeah.
if there's
Right.
some.
So I have plant sometime on that curry.
This is too big.
I do have tomatoes on my plate.
This is also too big.
Well, just something to be mindful. Don't make it like, some people 90% of their diet is tomato based. They put it in every base. So then maybe you swap it out for like coconuts or, especially if you're into curry. So you just find things to swap. Not that these foods are bad. You just find a healthier swap and you don't make it like 90% of your diet. The D vitamin came up for you. I think a lot of people in the UK will be D deficient. That's a given. B vitamins. Why do B vitamins keep coming up for everybody? Because B vitamins help your nervous system relax. When you're looking for B vitamins, you want to look for methylated form. That's the broken down, easy to absorb form for the body. Okay. Trace minerals came up. So again, when we hear of trace minerals, we just want to go to Zor Shilajit. That will have that covered. And take a digestive enzyme with HCl. So how's your digestion? Do you feel like your belly gets kind of bloated after meals?
Yes, and I do take digestive enzymes.
Do you have one with HCl?
I'm just checking.
Yeah, that came up.
I don't know if it has. It has. Sorry, I'm just trying to read it. Broad spectrum digestive.
It would be
enzyme.
hydrochloric acid specifically.
Okay, so I'm not sure if that's in this one. I'll try something with that in there.
Okay, so just look for that. Don't overwhelm yourself when you're done with this. Just transition, next time you buy it, just be mindful that you want to find one with HCl, okay? And then I would definitely take Zor Shilajit for your minerals. Are you taking it, my dear?
I'm not. And the reason that I'm not taking it is because when I had my last, I think I had my kidney function test made, and it was sort of borderline, not optimal. So
Oh, and there's high potassium in it. Then you would want to take like a little rice grain amount, not like a pea size.
Okay, so I'm still okay to take it, just a smaller amount.
The tiniest rice grain, just like a little, like you just need a little bit of trace minerals coming in.
Right.
The other one that came up for you, yeah, HCl keeps coming up. Lithium came up. Lithium is a mineral that basically helps with like bipolarness. I would, but it's kind of iffy. You'd want to take the lowest dose possible, and maybe 2 or 3 times a week. The lowest dose possible. The emotion that came up was um, suppressed emotion, fear of confrontation, may continuously try to fix others to find satisfaction in life. Betrayal and mistreatment by others when unable to defend oneself may result in difficulty forgiving and letting go. Did that resonate?
Yes.
And the next one is self acceptance. Everything for you is like nervous system, B vitamins. Nervous system is just breath work, getting outside. These emotions, feeling unworthy, undeserving, may feel or may lead to the reality that love is rejected. These were, feeling lost, spiritually, sometimes unbalanced, fear that bad will happen. And these affect in the body, they affect the knees, the thyroid, because everything leaves an emotional imprint, right? When you cry and you can feel like your tears when you're an adult and somebody really, really hurt you and you want to start crying, but you don't want to show them, you can literally feel your throat tightening up, so you can imagine what it's doing to our bodies. And in Chinese medicine, different emotions affect different body. Fear affects the kidneys, fear of moving forward, fear of standing up for yourself, grief, loss affects the lungs, not speaking your truth, not speaking up, not being able to confront somebody like, hey, you know what? I didn't like the way you treated me, and that's not okay. That can affect your thyroid. And if you don't deal with that, it all turns into anger and frustration, which anger affects the liver, which you don't turn into, it will turn into frustration in the gallbladder. How many people, the bile flow between the gallbladder and liver is not working well, and all of a sudden you just yank out your gallbladder? I mean, everybody that I know who ended up getting gallbladder surgery, I mean, this was before I was in the holistic, but I mean, some of them I would tell them what to do. Everybody has their own journey. They didn't care. These were people who had dealt with severe loss, relationship loss, and they just didn't know how to overcome it. And they were kind of stuck in that cycle. And a lot of, I mean, this specific 2 women I knew ended up they're in their 50s. They never ended up really getting married. And I think they hold a lot of anger and resentment that they wasted 10 years with this person who didn't end up marrying them. But at the same time, you wasted 10 years. You could have been like, you've known me now for 2 years. Where do you see this heading? Because if you don't see it heading in the direction that I would like it to head, then I just think we're not a good match. And I wish you well. Rather than wasting 10 years and now you're, as a woman, you think, well, now I'm in my 40s, I can't have kids, and they're just angry and bitter. That was just one example. Okay? There's more, or being in a relationship that's just not serving you. And then one day you wake up and you realize, like, I wasted this many years with this person thinking they would change. Did that resonate?
Yes, very much so.
So pepsin secretion. Get yourself an enzyme with pepsin, because I think check if your enzyme has pepsin. And then next time when you're finished that, get the one with HCl. For the Shilajit, you're just going to do a rice grain amount, and get yourself some B vitamins. That's definitely coming up for you. The rest I'm going to send to you. It's going to be private. Again, I only went through, I think, 5 or 10% of the scan. Is there anything you'd like to add on, my dear?
So you said about the B vitamin. I'll currently take the B12 supplement. I think it's that base-related one that you were saying. So I do take that, and I also have an overactive thyroid.
Yeah, so your thyroid came up. I didn't want to say, I didn't read everything. Your thyroid came up, free T3. So your active hormone. So if you're on level thyroxine, which is T4,
Yes.
your body still has to take that T4 and in your body convert it to active T3, which gives you energy. And a lot of times that just doesn't happen. And a lot of doctors won't do this. You will have to find one that's open-minded. You would want to do a free T3, T4 and see how well your body's actually breaking down. If it's not, then you would want to ask your doctor for the lowest dose of T3, a little bit of T. That's the active hormone. And people who get on it, they just they feel so different. But last year I went through something very, 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 very heavy. It was a very rough year, and I was on my fertility journey, and your thyroid has to be perfect. You can't play with numbers. So I decided to go ahead and do this for myself, because doctors here, oh, you're at a 4, it's fine. Oh, but you can have a miscarriage, anything. Oh, well, everything is in God's, just. So I went ahead and did it, and I feel so much better. Because when we do get to a certain age, sometimes our hormones do go down. That is a fact of life, biology. There's nothing you can do when your estrogen goes down. That is just how you were created. As we lose eggs, our estrogen goes down, our progesterone goes down. So there's Eastern and Western, you can blend the two, but I would definitely go get to your doctor and check your free T3. Now you're doing active vitamin B. When I'm saying B vitamins, I'm talking about niacin, thiamine. Thiamine actually helps with blood sugar regulation. So I'm saying a whole active form, B1, B2, B3, B4. These are what's coming up. When I say B vitamin family, B12 is just one of them. B4, thiamine is very hard to get in diet. It's abundant in pork, but and thiamine helps with blood sugar regulation. It's one of them. Now, Shilajit will give you the minerals, but you want to take maybe some B vitamins with it. Minerals, vitamins are a little different.
Okay. Will all of this be in the email?
This will be in the email. When trace minerals will be there, what vitamins to take. So I'm just telling you to look for one, like a multivitamin, look for a methylated multi, and read their ingredients and just read the labels. Okay, so go ahead and email her. Send us your email, my dear. Thank you so much for your love and support.
Thank you.
Thank you, and enjoy that sun.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, here, my dear.
All right. Yeah, she'll DM us. Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much. Would anybody like to go next? When we get to 16,000 hearts, we're all we did was a scan your voice, her emotional signature in her voice. We can tell a lot subconsciously. We're nothing but emotion. And I had a device. I don't know how to do this on my own. And it came up. She's like, yeah, I have thyroid issues. Well, it's saying go check your T3, your active thyroid hormone.
Just click on our username and you will find
so many people are on level T4, but it's up to the body to convert it into the active energy form. And if your liver is a little tired, or you don't have good bile flow, or you're not then that action doesn't really happen. So again, doctors, not every doctor does the full panel. They might just run a TSH. They might not run free T4. That's your active and inactive hormone. They just might run T4, but this is free T3, T4. And you have to find a doctor that's willing to go in a little bit deeper. And everybody on this live, you get, if you're interested in Zor Shilajit, you get a discount code LIVE. How many people here are on Zor Shilajit? Let's take a break and connect to our Zorbies now. How many people are on Zor Shilajit and what are you feeling? How many people here are on Zor Shilajit and what are they feeling? Anybody taking Zor Shilajit and what are they feeling? Nobody? Okay. Did you say HCl and enzyme? Yes. That's for digestive enzyme, digestive. Yay, Sarah. That's for digestive enzyme. Hi. Okay. So is anybody dealing with anemia issues? Anybody dealing with, I'm a study writer. Hi. Welcome. Where do you ship? Any country? We ship from the US. Our base is Pennsylvania, but we ship worldwide. Yes. Just know that if you're in the Middle East right now in Dubai, shipping is a little bit slow, but we ship worldwide.
Can you please share your email?
So anybody here dealing with chronic fatigue syndrome, anybody here, as soon as the afternoon hits, they're just dragging their feet around. Okay, our maid, she didn't sleep well. She was tired. She was a little snappy too. And I was like, go take some Shilajit. I know you have a 2-week vacation coming up tomorrow, and we have a lot of things we need to get done today before you leave. And she took it, and I come back out, and she's just like cleaning away. I was like, it helped you, didn't you? She's like, yeah. She was up all night, maybe scrolling on her phone. And it just really, I came outside, and she was just like cleaning. So it's almost like taking coffee, but not the jittery effect. And it's way more longer and calmer. Plus, it's giving you the minerals your body needs to function daily. Very high in iron, very high in potassium, fulvic and humic acid. These are known to bind to mold in the gut. Carbon 60 is known. Thoughts on chlorella? Chlorella is good for cleaning the blood and helping with low hemoglobin. I think I took it back in the day, but for me, because I'm on Shilajit, I feel like it does all those things back before I've been on my healing journey for 15 years. I've always been into like health and wellness. So you've heard of it. I've done it. Enemas, herbs, minerals, clay baths, any type of different baths. Heck, I even knew people who were drinking their own urine. Not that I've been in crazy circles. Okay. Like anything there's nothing I've not heard about when it comes to the body. Cause I was always fascinated about the physical healing. And then once I physically healed myself, let me tell you, the emotional and changing your brain is way harder than the physical stuff. The physical stuff, that's like level 1. And there's different levels you will reach, but take me back to the detoxing, get in the sauna, eat this, don't eat that, take this. The working on your brain and working limiting beliefs, which I now have the energy to go inward and process my thought and dyslexia, sorry. Decompart
Mentalize.
I can't say it.
Compartmentalize.
Decompartmentalize. That takes way more awareness and just being like, no, why are you feeling that way? Why did that person trigger you? Why did what they did trigger you? Learn to let it go. Learn to dealing. Yeah, that stuff way harder. But I'm getting there. I'm like, things are affecting me less and less. Love, have you noticed things are affecting me? And the true test of this, is always going to be with your close loved ones, especially at a family gathering. A big family gathering that is going on for 1 or 2 days, the holidays, that's where, you will be tested. Or God forbid you work in an office environment where people trigger you, or it's your relationship and he's not willing to change. But when it comes to a relationship and that person's not willing to change,
your partner should never change. What does that mean?
No, if somebody is a narcissist, if somebody doesn't want to listen, yeah, that's what I mean by that. How can you not want to change? You can't. If somebody is yelling at you, screaming at you, belittling you, I just think time to cut them out. If you've given and you're just kind of like, you know what? I don't like the way you're speaking to me. I'm respecting you, respect me back. And that still is not registering. What do you do at that point? What do you do at that point?
What do you do at what point?
You're with somebody who is ungrateful, doesn't respect you, and you've spoken to them many times and you're like, hey, maybe you're even in therapy and it's just not working. At what point do you cut the cord and you just say it's done?
Really, I don't know. It will be a very,
because this person is literally sucking your life force. You are being stressed day in and day out.
Well,
and yeah, let's make it more complicated. Let's throw in kids.
Yeah.
Let's throw in
That's
kids.
what I was thinking.
Is it healthy for kids to see parents fighting constantly?
No,
for the
is it
kids'
healthy for
sake?
them to be like, have parents that are not living together?
No, it's way healthier to have parents not living together than somebody who is physically let's say the father's a narcissist, or vice versa. There are crazy women out there too. This can go both ways. Okay. We're not sexist here. If a person is literally not wanting to put in the work and doesn't want to change, sometimes there's one who's drinking, one is not. That is way more detrimental to a child. And they don't want to wake up from this.
It really depends on your value system, honestly, like where you come from, what like, honestly, it has to do more to do with the value system, because there might be a situation or a person involved who would just understand that, okay, like, this is a situation that I'm in and I just need to, Rayan, no, you can't be in here.
No, I think this is where you and I we're not seeing eye to eye. If that person has a support system outside of that relationship, then I think it's healthier for her to gravitate towards her support system than being in a relationship that is draining her and the children, or vice versa. Especially if after a year, I think you don't just throw in the towel. I think you should at least give it a year or two to kind of be like, okay, maybe we can see change here. But at some point, if the person doesn't want to step up, at what point for me, my thing is, life is short. Do I want to spend it with somebody who is literally draining my life force day in and day out? Every day and ways that you're with an energy vampire. There's different terms for them. Let's say usually usually people who suck onto you, they see you have a beautiful innocence, a beautiful light that's radiating from you. You've been hurt in life, you've been pained, but you still have a heart of gold. You still love, and you love, and you love, and you love. And they know that about you. They see that light in you. They see that beautiful brightness in you. So they come in and they kind of attach to you. In the beginning, it's like, this is nice. But then you realize, like, okay, I'm not feeling good. And then usually the weaker one will then seek out answers. Let's say you're now married, you have a child, maybe two. You start to be like, you know what? I thought that this was the answer and it's not. I'm going to start looking to fill my own cup. So usually it's the weaker one who will want to wake up. They will start maybe trying to eat better, take their Zor Shilajit, their minerals, get sunlight, go to bed, start a workout journey, whether that be walking, going to the gym. They're going to start something. And they just feel like, wow, I'm starting to feel really good. And then you notice that every time you're intimate with this person, that heaviness just comes back. Or let's say you're away from them and you just feel lighter. There's a prep in your step. You're just happier. You're calmer. Your nervous system is not in fight or flight. Your shoulders aren't tensing up. And this person comes back. Let's say they come home from work and again, you are very going back to that fight or flight energy. Nervous system is kind of like not balanced. You're snappy. You're both snapping at each other. There's an energetic mismatch. Now, yes, that person can wake up and be like, you know what? I'm sorry for the way I've treated you. I want to change, and we need to help each other. It takes a strong person to admit that they're wrong. A lot of people will be like, well, you did this and I'm not going to change and you didn't, and they're just blaming, and that gets you nowhere. But it takes a real strong person to be like, you're right. You and I, we might have our differences, but we're going to work through it, and we're not going to fight in front of the children, and let's figure out a way to see eye to eye on whatever it is that we're being faced with. That takes a big person. And if the person is not willing to do that, you have to at some point ask yourself, is it worth me getting stressed? Like, I heard a story today from your mom, one of her friends. She ended up having a nice shop in her home, right? But because one of her sons was an addict, destroyed that shop. At some point, I know it's your child, but you have to set boundaries. If this person is not willing to change, at what point do you keep allowing them to come in and destroy you? You're putting in so much work, you're filling your own cup, and this person wants to put in zero effort. I know it's hard, but again, and this is maybe their test. This is maybe the test. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm just saying that, like what you were saying it's very loaded, Juan. There's many
but I said
involved.
You give 2 or 3 years.
Not just
you don't just throw in the towel.
No, not 2 and 3 years. No. Not 2 and 3
Nah,
years.
I just love myself.
So every 3 to 5 years,
much.
a person. No, that's not how it works.
See, but look at how we're agree. We can agree to disagree. My husband actually taught me. Believe it or not, you might think that I was the bigger person in this relationship. Oh, no. My Scorpio stinger, he'd come out and it's like, no. I can be a bitch with a capital B when I want to be. This man has taught me to talk about my emotions, bring it out whenever he's upset, which sometimes I do tell you, back off. I will speak about this tomorrow. Right now is not the time. That's the only thing you need to learn. But you're like, no, I want to talk about it right now. I want to talk about it.
No, because
he's taught me to learn to talk. I'm just saying for one night. I just need a moment.
You should never, ladies, never ever go to sleep or let your, because this is what happens. I think you guys don't understand. A man's brain is very different as compared to a woman's. I think you guys have a very good ability to decompartmentalize things and just go about your day and keep it in a corner and then bring it up later. Men cannot do that because we do not have our own emotions. We mirror our emotions. If everybody in our surroundings is happy and okay, at peace, then we are at peace and okay. If there's a disturbance in our surroundings, it really bothers us. I don't know. God created us that way because we are the providers, the protectors. So if we see anybody in our immediate surroundings who is not doing well, it just affects us in a very, it just affects. And even
Exactly, Sarah. I just need a moment.
no, that's a very
to
American
calm
thing. It's
down.
not. You guys were put in a different room when you were 6 months old to go to sleep. No, that's
No,
you've
time
been
out.
taught
I need
to-
a time
You've
out.
been taught to self-soothe. No, we don't do that. This is not, because
So-
that's not how humans were.
So, okay,
we're
she said,
built
however,
to
some
work.
individual may be declined to engage in such discussions. How have you addressed it? Yeah, so how do you? We know a lot of couples who are not in touch with their emotions. And
Yeah, so that's what do you think what happens? The woman doesn't want to speak and the man doesn't care enough.
and
There
now
you go.
then resentment builds up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's not this become a habit or normalize this
But
thing.
okay,
where
what
you're like,
happens if she
I
wants to?
need space. What do you mean
Okay,
space?
but
I've
what-
seen the.
Okay, but what?
I don't want to say that. on
No,
the
but
live.
okay, but you're not.
Where does the space between comes? You sleep next to me all the time. I see you wake up in a dishealth state every morning. I see you in all kinds of states all the time. You all of a sudden you need space from me? No, there is no space. It reminds me of that dialogue from the movie Spanglish. Like one of the what's her Selma Hayek. She was playing. She was a Hispanic, and then her daughter saw her white friends, and they were talking about space and something. And then she was like, she said something. She comes to her home. She's like, I need space. She's like, there is no space between us. What the hell are you talking about? You're my daughter. So no, this is how it is.
Sarah, you might find somebody that is
No,
just
Sarah, that's I don't know. There are women though who do not marry. That's a life that they
but
choose.
no,
There are-
because
I
there's a
see
lot.
I very rarely see men who do not marry.
Men marry for men. A man can marry you and not love you because he just needs a cook, a clean, somebody to cook his meals. There are lots of men out there who will marry just so you are taking care of his physical needs. A woman is different. Now, there are also women who marry for money, but so it depends on the person. It just depends on the individual.
But it happens.
But you
I've
might
seen this a lot with women. They don't want to marry. Men, I see very, very little. Like that's very rare for men too.
A man will marry and not love his wife. He will marry her and have a sidekeep that he's had because
No, but
and
that's
he
because
gets
we're
different-
biologically wired to spread the seed.
you can fall in love with many people, and different people bring different lessons, and different people, you might have met them in a different realm, and based on where you're vibrating at, you're going to attract a different person, and he's going to bring a different experience. So yes, there are different, and you can still you can still have friendships without even being intimate. You can still deeply love somebody and not even have to be intimate with them. That is a different, this person calls you in the middle of the night and you will just drop everything. There is love like that exists there. It doesn't always have to be the physical is just an added bonus. But then there are some people who the physical part is just like hot. And the man just doesn't know how to let go of that. Right? Why am I laughing?
No, you're right.
Why am I laughing?
We live in a world where where people love in different ways.
And that, and that's okay.
Sarah, you don't want to be tied down too much. All right.
And he has some friends.
Well, maybe you will find a man in your life who will bring will bring all those other
Yeah,
flavors
different,
to your
all
life
the different
that you're
flavors
looking
of,
for.
yeah,
It is
he's like
possible it
the
happens.
jack
A
of all
person can do that
trades.
for you.
You just never know. He might be the jack of all trades.
Like I got so lucky with Juan. All the things that I ever wanted in my life, in my partner. Although I went through like a, like it was sometimes it was one
And
thing,
it might not
sometimes
be
was
now.
another.
It could be in your 80s, Sarah. You could be like, well, I'm finally, you're not looking, and then you're in your nursing home, and you find Roger, and you just it just becomes like
Yeah, it has
your
to be a
soulmate.
Roger. It cannot be a Raj.
Or a Raj. How many people here watch 90 Day Fiance? How many people here watch 90 Day Fiance?
Wait,
Give me
is
a
the
red
guy's
heart.
name Raj, the Indian guy?
No, what is his name?
The girl is Jennifer.
Sumit,
love.
How many people here watch 90 Day Fiance? Type in yes.
Nobody. Okay.
Okay, wow, you guys are missing out.
Actually, this is the UK crowd. Most of the people are from the UK.
Okay, so in 90 Day Fiance, Jenny and Smith.
Oh, Jenny.
Jenny, I think they've been together now for 12 years. He was catfishing her. He pretended he was a white guy, and then eventually she found out he was Indian, and she moved to India, and she's quite
How did he
older.
catfish her? He doesn't have the right accent.
Whatever. So he was in his, I think, early 30s, and she was in her 60s.
I think she wanted to be catfished.
She was, 30-year difference. She was older, and he was also in an arranged marriage. He left his first wife to be with Jenny. Like, even his parents were like, what are you doing? Like, she's older than me. I'm your mother. They stopped speaking to him. And poor Jenny now turns out that she has ALS. She got a really, and I could kind of tell from her last episodes that something wasn't right, like the shaking and stuff, but she did get diagnosed with ALS.
No, her speech, you could tell she was like deteriorating. I could tell. I thought it's just age, but then turns out there was a lingering disease.
So I think she's in her 70s, or I don't know, early 70s, and this man is stepping up to the like, he's taking care of her. Like, this man really, really loved her. Like, we can question, like, what did he see in her? Because
they did a past like regression for this guy. One of the guy told her that she was your wife in the past life.
Yeah, he went to like one of these Indian astrology people, and he told the family back when he was a kid that he will marry an older woman.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, who's this astrology person?
Remember in the show, what was that show called? Seema from Mumbai? What was she?
Seema from Mumbai, the matchmaker.
Yeah. So she went to that guy who reads your face, and he was so accurate. Remember him?
Yeah, some people do face. In India, there's like some of these people are really good at this stuff. So he really, really loves her. Like, he is stepping up and going to take it. Like, we might not understand it. Like, what do you see in her? But they're soulmates.
Sarah knows what's up. She has seen Indian matchmaking.
They're soulmates. They're soulmates.
Yeah.
They're soulmates. And that man is going to take care of her to, and who knows with ALS, how she could have years, but he's stepping up to the plate.
No, he seems like a nice. I don't know why he did that to his first wife. He always says
it was an
when
arranged
he cries,
marriage. He didn't want to be with her. His parents.
But he was already
him.
married to that woman. What the hell is that kind of behavior? What is that? It's just
how would you
bad.
like it if your parents forced you into a marriage?
I would never be in a situation like that.
Okay, you have balls, but he didn't.
If I am in a situation like that, then I know I'll be very loyal to whoever I am. What the hell is this behavior?
Saima's such a sweet woman. She taught. Whoa. Can we have the
wait, Sarah,
were you looking for an Indian guy?
Something?
Because we can help you find a nice brown guy. No. Come to Pakistan. The men here.
Yeah, she's Juwan from Islamabad.
The men here tall, broad teeth. Some of them, they even have like Tarzan hair, like silky,
We always
long.
make fun of them when
They
they're
they
on the
love they
bike.
so they there's no laws like you don't wear a helmet. In some cities there's laws, in other cities there's not. And the men here, they're on their motorcycle, their hair is just like silky, tall, like high cheekbones. You're just like,
But they're usually
whoa.
the ones who are from the mountains and they do not speak a word of English. If you
No,
just
they
speak to
do.
them. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Have a conversation. You will see.
They all wear crystal rings. What's up with the crystal rings, the jewelry?
They like to take care of themselves.
Yeah. And well
Yeah,
endowed.
Pakistani men are hot.
And
Exhibit A.
well endowed.
Okay, Juan. Yes, they are. We have very big hearts.
Yes, big hearts everywhere. Okay, he was like, my parents are on this live. You should. I know. I don't think they. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but the and very the newer generation. I'm very proud. The newer generation is really stepping up. These whole like patriotic, like woman go kitchen, make me food. That is the newer generation. They're in the kitchen with their wives, cooking, helping out with the baby. They're just more compassionate. They're just stepping in, like the newer generation of these young men. I'm so grateful that I'm seeing this.
No, it's because of the social media. It's because like people are more connected, and it's very good that they're learning to not repeat the cycle. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's okay to me as a person. But then
Like
again,
his
it
parents
means,
and his grandparents, very woman, married, kitchen, kids, woman, you know, very kind of like
very patriarchal, very
Yeah.
traditional.
yeah, traditional. And that is slowly breaking. The girls are now getting careers and they're not. But here's my thing. Even if you want a career, I think the first 2-3 years of your baby's life, you
It's
should.
very important. You should
Yeah,
breastfeed the child. That
I
should
mean,
be your
again,
priority.
I think but the sad thing in the US is these women here, they don't need to work. It's because lifestyle is still kind of affordable. They just choose to. And I'm kind of like, well, you don't really need to work. Like you're choosing to, which I think take 3 years out of your life, be with your child. You're never going to get those 3 years back. It's going to fly by, and then go back to work. That's what kind of I did. I kind of just, I used to come live all the time. If you've been here who's been here from the beginning, give me a yes. Who's been here from the beginning? I used to go live all the time before I had a child. And then I kind of disappeared. I had a baby and that was my priority. Wow. I love you guys so much.
Really, Noor? You were with
Wow.
us from a
There's
very
so
long
many.
time.
Okay.
All right,
Wow.
cool.
And I disappeared for a while, even my content. And that was okay because I knew like, I'm not, and those 3 years, they flew by. Like I kind of missed them when he was like a little toddler. But I'm back now and I'm grateful, and just enjoy those times with your child. But the sad thing in the US, a lot of women would love to do that. First, we were kind of taught like, you know, being at home is bad. And then as life got more and more expensive and like unnecessary bills, the amount of like car insurance, health insurance. I'm sorry, why don't you guys go to like the rest of the world? There's free healthcare for those who make us, and then just pay out of pocket and make it sustainable. Like pay out of pocket. A doctor's visit in most places of the world is $15. Now, if you need a surgery, at the most, it can be like, let's say like $10,000. You need like a heart surgery, right? But then there's payment plans you can do with the hospital. And then you just pay out of pocket for your meds. So I think like in the US, there's all these unnecessary bills, that home insurance, this insurance, car insurance, like everything is just so like health insurance, yearly taxes. yearly property taxes. What's that? Why can't it just be a one-time fee like it is everywhere else in the world? Most places in the world don't have property taxes. That's not a thing. You buy your home, you own that home. It's yours. It's not the government's, it's yours. You own that piece of land. If you decide to sell it in 20 years, you sell it and you pay a one-time fee when you buy it and maybe a one-time fee when you decide to sell that land. It can be in your for generations to come. It's just they've built the system to such that you now have to be outside of the house and working. It's and
No, Sarah said that in the 1950s in US. Yeah, that's the industrial
real
revolution.
estate laws. Yeah,
What do you think they were doing?
Exactly. And people question.
They want you working so that you can pay taxes. That's what it is.
And I would be fine if it's going towards our country and the structure and education system and programs for lower income families or single moms, or I would be fine. I'm not fine with it going towards the industrial arms complex. I'm just not.
You don't think that place has a right to exist?
I mean, let's not even go there. But you can get in trouble. Don't say that. But it's just yeah. There's just a lot. Like, in the US, if you want to upgrade your home right now, if we bought a home, this is crazy. If we bought a home and we wanted to renovate our home, then what is it called? I'm not really good with real estate, but first of all, the licenses are crazy. And then somebody, after you've renovated, they come and assess your home because now it's worth more money. And now,
and if
tax-wise,
the bylaws or not,
they're going to charge you more for that home that you've renovated.
Appraiser.
Yeah, that is insane. So there are some people who sometimes don't want to renovate their
money.
home.
Like when we were doing her
even a driver's. My husband was like,
driver's license.
I had to renew my driver's license, and my husband's like, "Wow, that was free." And I was like, "Free? I've never heard anything be free." And then it was like, what, $70?
No, 130.
130. Like, everything is built in such a way where the system is set up to put you in fight or flight. The system, it's really, 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 really messed up. And people ask, well, why did you move? One of the reasons I moved was I was pregnant and I wanted to just be relaxed and be able to, it takes a village. I wanted to have somebody, a nanny. I wanted to have some home. I just wanted to focus on my child. And as soon as the baby was born, we had a live-in nanny. She helped out with the baby. She helped cook a meal or two. Life was very easy, And then from there, we were able to move to our dream neighborhood. Eventually, our son will be joining private. It just wasn't like this constant. There's no like surprise bills coming in with this or that. I mean, school will be one, but it's not anywhere near we would be paying in the US.
Yeah.
And my son's school, British curriculum, I think it's American. Is it American?
It's Pakistan.
Well, private horseback riding lessons. Swimming pool, tennis court. Don't think for a moment, ARVs. These kids are out there. ATVs. On their ATVs. That's what they're doing during their break. The cafeteria looks like
a hotel.
Like a hotel. I was like, and then I went and saw the kindergarten, and they had all murals of the U.S. subway station. Yeah. So I do think it's the American curriculum because I don't know, but no. Then they had the Canadian flag. I think in different classrooms they had like Paris, the mural. Then they had one for the New York.
Just to get the kids acquainted with the geography and stuff.
So yeah. Not as much.
Well, Noor, she's basically comparing it to what we would be paying in the US and what you were paying in
Yeah.
Pakistan. So if you do that conversion, then it's not. She has to get a driving license in Pakistan. She hasn't, but she still drives around.
Yeah, and guess what? I once got pulled over and I was like, this is so you're not allowed to have tinted windows. We have been pulled over 3 times. We have never gotten a ticket. We're just like, well, we're going to get it done. And they're just like, sure, get it done. Like it's so, everything is so, like, you get pulled over in the US and like, oh my God, this is going to be points on my license. I once in New York. No.
So there's a very confusing intersection in
New
York.
York.
What part was that?
They call they're a roundabout. Here it would be 2,000 a year probably. So there's a roundabout in DC and New York in Brooklyn. And once I was driving, I had a V8 car. And there's so many, it was kind of confusing. There was like all these lights, and I was looking at the light ahead. Also, there was a rainstorm. I end up running it turned red. I got pulled over. I got a huge ticket, went to court. I mean, it was like I think that
She wanted to fight it.
I wanted to fight it.
And we kept delaying it, like, because it was the COVID and everything. We kept getting another date. And then eventually she had to appear virtually via the webcam. And
They just, what I remember getting pulled over, and I was trying to explain myself. I'm like, I'm new. I'm from Washington, D.C. My plates were Washington, D.C. I'm very scared. I was getting honked. This is New York driving. Shut up. The cop told me. I was like, whoa. Here, I get pulled over. I don't even have a driver's license.
Wait. Let me just
and
tell
the
them
cop
what
was
happened
just
in the,
like,
wait. Let me just tell them what happened during that court hearing. So she wants to challenge the and then she was told me that, it's like, it's this, like, I was in a car, it was too tall, I couldn't see the light, there's 2 lights and I had to move like this and something, and it was just like raining. So I was like, okay, let me just do that. So I put together all this evidence. I send a file that, like, this is going to be our argument. The judge asks her, so what happened? And she goes like, well, like, I had newly moved to New York, and now she's the judge is in New York. It's a New York traffic court, and she goes like, how people are in New York, they're not nice.
I said
The
they were
people in New York
aggressive.
are not nice.
And he was just like, guilty. I was like, there wasn't.
He goes like, so your defense is that it was very confusing. That's it.
It was. I was like, my first time driving in New York. Cut me some slack.
And then she told a judge
this is a
from New
$500
York
ticket.
that
Like,
the New Yorkers are not nice people.
yeah, I was getting honked at. So what I'm saying is,
I don't know,
I drive around with
$280.
no license here. I've been pulled over twice, and they're just like, yeah, just get your license. There's just like nothing. There's not a ticket. They just roll their eyes. They're like, go get your license.
We don't have tinted windows. We have private windows in the back seat. They're also not allowed, but they just stop you and they just check it, and they realize that, okay, they're not tinted. This just came like this from the company. This is how
you
they
got
are.
a nice cop.
So whenever they see that she's sitting next to me in the passenger seats, they don't stop me ever. Like, when there's a woman next to you, they don't stop you.
And people here fight with the cops. They're like, do you see my family in the car? Have some respect. And the cops are like, sorry, man, just go. If you were to do that in the US, it'd be like, what are, like, have some respect. Don't talk to me like that. My wife's in the car. Have some respect. And the cops are just like, fine. Or you just give them a couple bucks and they're just let you go. Just like, here's a 20. Just let's just call it a day. I'm sorry, man. And it's just like, fine, bye. But
well, no, I created this version for her.
and the worst is, years ago, I think I got a speeding ticket. I forgot there was something called traffic school. I had to take out 9 hours of my life on a Saturday, which I paid for, to go to traffic school to avoid points on my license so my insurance wouldn't go up. Yeah, there's a thing called traffic school where you go and you just hang
We
out on
will
a
see how
Saturday.
easy it will be for you to get a license in Pakistan. I mean, it's not how it works for everybody, but this is what we will do for you.
So people ask me, well, why did you move? Because I was just tired. I just wanted to like not have to stress about life is hard enough. Don't make it any harder for us. Okay. Just don't make, and that's what's happening. They're making it so hard. I remember I'd have to get my meat from one place, my vegetables from another, my milk. It was like, because I was so and then the water. Let's talk about the water. As soon as I would shower, and I even had a filter system. Why does a shower smell like chlorine and my skin would get so like red and like itchy? Is that happening to any of y'all? I remember like I would shower in New York and I would just have like red blood and it smelled like chlorine. Did that happen to any of you? Yeah, like let's talk about it.
My hair were falling so much
Hair
when
fall?
I went to DC. It got a little bit better in New York, but it was just very bad in DC.
I would just say get yourself there's a shower air filter. Really important. The amount of chemicals. Yeah, exactly. And so that was another reason I just wanted to have access to like cleaner water. And not everybody, some places they have like, again, we live in an upper, so the sewer system is a lot better. There are places where it's, but at least the water isn't as you get our water tested, don't you? Doesn't that guy come in?
We have a filter and everything.
We have a carbon filter in the whole house.
We have a water softener and everything.
Yeah, we have a water. So yeah, Florida does. I do remember when I'd go to Florida, my hair would be softer. California doesn't. I remember California having really like smelly water and they had a water issue. I remember staying at a nice hotel and we were told you can take baths and not take long showers more than.
So what happens if you take it long? How would they know?
They have a water
Meter?
shortage.
Oh no, I know. That's the diet. But how do they know that you're using a lot of it?
They just would be like, please be considerate.
It's like a
reminder.
What is it called? The honor code or something?
Yeah, to just be considerate
Just be mindful.
and be mindful.
They need water for those almonds.
The almonds?
Yeah, you don't know?
Nothing about the almonds. It's hard to read the text with your shirt. With my shirt?
With whose shirt? Mine? It's pretty visible. It's not? Or is it too down?
Hold on. Why don't we change it up a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be changing.
How long do I have access to
whose
this
shirt?
scan
Cinderella.
link?
Cinderella.
It's yours for life, I think. You have access to it's in your email, my dear.
We sent her the email. Oh, you can't tell? Let me see. All right, it's better now, Cinderella.
Oh, okay. So do you guys like this type of podcast? Do you like just me or both of us on together? Me or both of us on together?
Yeah, right. I'm right here.
And keep tapping the screen, guys. Keep tapping the screen. Keep tapping the screen.
I'll work on the. I'll fix it. We need to get a. Yeah. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. No, she's just. I don't know why she's saying this. Like she can't go without me. I know.
No, I can't. I've become joined at the hip with him.
I'm sleeping, and then she's like, "Wake up! We have to go live." It's like 8:30 a.m.
Okay, girl, you want to hear something? When we were first married, and I was heavily pregnant,
thank you, Michelle.
He had a job. He had a 9 to 5 job.
9 to 5.
Well, we don't have to go in. But
It was supposed to be 9 to 5, but it was never 9 to 5. I was leaving
he would
around
leave at 10 p.m.
and then I would come back around 9, 10
Yeah,
p.m.
he worked kind of like, it would be like in Congress, if it was equivalent to Congress. So he was really he loved his job. He was hoping to change this country for better. But he would be gone and I didn't mind being alone. I love being alone. I'm a Scorpio. I'm very fine. So things happened and he no longer wanted to be associated with this job. He just felt he outgrew it. And he's like, I'm just going to, work from home and do my own thing. And I was kind of like, work from home? I don't know about that. And I just couldn't like.
She would just start acting so weird, and I just couldn't understand, like, why would a person have a problem with their spouse being in the house? Like, I just didn't understand. And then later I realized that she had some issues of her own that she was projecting onto me for some reason. And then she realized that, well, once it happened, then she realized that, well, it's not that bad. Actually, it's the best.
And now that we live together and he's so much help with literally everything, my son, I need groceries. I mean, I could go to the grocery store myself, but I like to drag him along with me. Why not? And I just can't now imagine not having you here.
I think we have spoken about this before. We both think that, like, there's
no, then don't do it, my love. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, she's a little sensitive.
Michelle, it's all good. Just
relax.
Rest. Hurts my finger. You can actually use 2 fingers, by the way. Those who are doing it, you can rest now. It's all good. I've.
Why did it just bleep us?
Oh, because we have a thing on. But what is going on, Juan? Yeah, Rayan, no, you
can't. Look into vitamin E. That will be helpful. Vitamin E and a little bit of zinc, couple times a week, not daily. Low dose zinc with copper. So anything around. Okay, we're gonna go. Rayan, we're gonna go to the salon soon. We're gonna go to the salon. I don't know where he gets it from, honestly. Like, are your kids this energetic? Because this boy, he's a triple fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. And we take him to the park for hours. It's not like he doesn't play outside, but he just can go and go. Even as a child, he never really was like into like longer naps. I mean, did he nap long when he was a kid, or did he just like 2?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
One day.
With our breast milk?
He would have trouble falling asleep. So we gave him a homeopathic. And
I would give him magnesium. When I give him magnesium,
he was like a couple months old, and we got this. We thought he would cry a lot, and he was just very uncomfortable. So we thought he's teething, which was just wrong. He was not teething. And there was a homeopathic
medicine he was breastfeeding,
teething, and we give it to him, and he just like it had like some salt, some minerals in it. And one day he was just like knocked out. Michelle, I
was breastfeeding for 2 years.
Like take it away from him. He likes to eat Zor so much. He just like eats it. It thinks it's candy or something.
How do you work out the fire? I don't know, girl. I'm still trying to figure that out. I need to find. He loves going to the park. He loves playing with kids. So just activities that keep him mentally stimulated, physically and mentally stimulated. But the days let's say it's raining and he doesn't go out, it's a lot. So that's when I crush up a magnesium and I put it in his drink, and then he can calm down and him and I can watch a movie together. I do love watching movies with him. The other day we watched The Mask, which
it's not a kid's movie.
What do you mean it's not a kid's movie?
What do you mean it's not a kid's movie? Have you guys seen the movie The Mask?
We forward through the scenes, the love scenes, but the other scenes.
But then Juan, have you even were you even okay? Yeah, well, yeah. Who am I speaking to? She will watch movies she would want to watch movies. She can watch movies like that all the time, where somebody's dying, somebody's getting abducted.
That's a kids movie. I
Something-
told you.
No,
it's
The Mask is not a kids
I
movie.
grew
What
up
is wrong
watching
with you
the
guys? He's
Home Alone.
shooting. He's there's the scene, the opening scene of Cameron Diaz. Remember that scene? With
Oh
her?
my goodness.
What do
Just-
you mean?
just-
They're just folk, like she's just bending forward.
And
with-
he knows from
No.
social. He know. You try to act like it's not. Kids know what's going on. Okay.
No, there are jokes in there. They're very double meaning. I'm just like, peace. No.
We were the 90s kids, so it wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Like we grew up watching this stuff. Like relax.
Me too.
How about
What do you
Chucky?
mean?
How about Chucky? We grew up watching
Wait, so
Chucky.
Chucky was like it was not a kid's. Come on.
Chucky was like every kid has seen Chucky.
Oh, for the love.
How many of you guys watched Child's Play as a kid? Yeah, we like. Thank you. He thinks I'm like this. No, this is
No,
this
she's
will-
talk. What, Michelle? Are you talking about Chucky?
yeah, Chucky.
And the movies where people are dying or getting stabbed.
yes, these were
Okay, once in a while, seeing a movie like that is cool.
But no,
Wanting to
actually,
be a movie
it's
like
just
that
it's
all
just
the time.
him. It's his sister, and his,
She was-
yeah, exactly. His sister has an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 5-year-old, or an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, and when they come over, we all want to watch Chucky, and he's just like, "What is it? Like, this is what it is. This is what we do.
Our son
we hang
is
out
so
together."
sensitive. 2 days ago, he watched my mother die in his dream, and this kid is crying. When he wakes up, he starts crying, and he's crying like the way that you cry, like like that. He's crying like I've never seen him cry like that because he's very well taken care of. He never cries ever. But that he was crying like that, and when he was crying like that, first I was like, wait, is he crying for his mother? Because I was very sleepy. I worked all night, so I was very sleepy. And then he's crying, and I'm holding him, and then he goes to sleep, and then
No, I
again he
wouldn't
wakes
let
up
them
and
watch
starts crying,
The,
and then he's
the
like,
older Chuck, yeah, he hasn't watched
So
Chucky yet.
he wakes up and I was like, I want Ami, my mother, and I was like, what? You want her? And he's like, yeah, I saw a dream. I saw her die. I was like, no, she's alive. She's well. And then I was like, take him to my mother. That's how sensitive my son is. And she's like playing these weird movies.
The Home Alone and The Mask is fine. I remember as a child, my mom, we did movie night. Okay. I was probably like 10. I was the oldest. So my siblings were like 4, 5, 7. And we were and I had My Kid Buddy. Who here remembers My Kid Buddy? I had the blonde My Kid Buddy. And I think My Kid Buddy also spoke when you hug it. Didn't it like speak or something? Like when you're like, I love you. So we're all watching this Chucky movie. And my mom, and she's like, okay, we were all scared. We went to bed. My mom was like tidying up, and she's like, that doll started speaking like, I love you. And she freaked out. She like ran up the stairs. She freaked out, but like, it was such a fun core memory, Like,
her core memory, one of her core memories of her mother is freaking out over a doll. You need to get your head checked.
Wizard of Oz didn't scare me. We would watch that in school.
No, Wizard of Oz is like a kid's movie. Chucky freaking
Okay,
Mask,
the new Child's Play, that is really, I wouldn't let my son watch it, but the older one, your sisters, we all watched it with the kids. And we were all into it, and all the kids, it's fun. They like hold on to us, and we're like, ooh, it's like it is
scar them for life. Yeah, right, sure. No.
It's like it's fun in a group setting. It's like when the more kids, the more like moms.
Okay. Well, yes, kids should have varied experiences in life.
Harry,
it's very
I
good.
never got into Harry. My sister's
She's
a
a
Harry
serial killer. She doesn't.
My sister was a huge Harry.
She is not into Marvel. She's not into these. She's like flying.
No,
so yeah.
What I do
flying.
like?
She was getting so excited seeing the trailer of He-Man. Wait, He-Man is very realistic
because He-Man's from my childhood.
Oh yeah,
and
sure.
Batman. But you know what I like? Who here remembers the Lifetime movies with the 90210 casts? Those were like the legit good Lifetime movies. Lifetime movies, and there used to be like Donna was in it or Valerie with the 90210 cast. Those were so good. Like I will still watch those. I will like try to find them on YouTube and like get some popcorn, and it just
I would come back from work and I would see, and
they
she
were
would be
so good.
those movies would be playing, and I would be
Yeah,
like,
when I was
Juan,
pregnant,
the
that's
acting
all-
is so bad, the plot is so bad. This looks like one of those cheap porno movies.
When I was pregnant with our son, I would just every day, like I would clean the house. I had a routine. I would go for a little bit of walk, and then I would sit on the couch and find me a good Lifetime movie from the 90s.
With very bad acting and
It was so much.
bad, super bad,
No, they were
bad
based on
dialogues.
reality. They were based on real life stories that happened to people.
Yeah, right.
And it would be so much like every day. It was the best. It was so much fun. I would be like, wait for him to go to work, clean the house a little bit, throw in some laundry, then get on the couch. I would put a pillow beneath my feet, and Lifetime from, Donna, the one where like she was the cheerleader and she was really popular, and the jealous one. That was this girl. And this is a crazy story. This girl wanted to be part of this clique. Okay. And in order to be part and in order to be in this clique, you had to be part of, like, in high school, in American high school, they have, I'm just explaining because he's never American high school. So they have different clubs. They have like the tennis club, the chess club, the this club. And she didn't get accepted to any of them. So she couldn't make it into this clique. Right. So she then one day called, but this is before cell phones. This is in the early 90s. She calls the head of this clique, like the most popular girl of this clique. And she goes, hey, there's a party at so-and-so's house. I can pick you up and give you a ride. And the girl's like, that's weird. Like, why would you be invited? She's like, oh, I just know about it. So she picks up the girl. She takes her to a church parking lot, and she's like, I just want to be your friend. Why aren't you my friend? And the girl realizes, like, wait, something is off here. And she runs out of the car, and she goes and knocks on a neighbor's house. Like, back then there was no cell phones. And she's like, my friend is acting really weird. Can I use your phone to call my parents? So the guy was like, let me just give you a ride home. She then follows them, right? The guy drops her off at home, and the girl then just goes out from her car and just stabs her in front of her home. No rhyme or reason why. And then
And that happened for real.
For real. No, I even saw the real TikTok story of the real people. And then her consciousness got to her, and she confessed to her mother, and her mother immediately called the cops and told them. And now that woman, to this day, she doesn't understand why she did it. She's a nurse. She went to juvenile jail for a little bit, but when they asked her, like, why she did it, it was just rage and jealous, that envy, that's what I'm saying. Envy and jealousy, it can be that. She just, in a moment of, and well, they kind of said, well, it's premeditated because there was the knife in her car. But she said the knife was her sister's knife that she would cut vegetables with on her lunch break. And she just happened to see it there, and she picked it up and decided, because that was the whole thing. Was it premeditated or was it not? But envy can make people be careful about envy and rage. And a lot of times, the people closest to you, it could have been parasite. It could have been, like, what made you compel you? And it's crazy how literally a few minutes of your life can change that trajectory. Luckily, this girl did end up she works in a hospital now.
Oh,
She's put
this
it
is the
behind
only
her.
group where people will think about a crime like that. We will be talking about a crime like that, and people in the comments will go like parasites.
Yeah,
heavy
this is
metal
how.
toxicity.
Yeah, this is how. I love my group. No,
If nobody
no.
else can see the chat, here she's talking about a vicious violence, homicide, a murder, and people in the comments are going like, "Well, it was the parasites." Somebody else is like, "It was the heavy metal
No, because
toxicity."
my teacher said certain heavy metals, when a person has too much cadmium or too much what was it? It wasn't cobalt. It was different minerals. It can make you like, it can be make you more prone to there and there's and it came down to, this is very, very, very interesting. Years ago in the 1980s, there was something called the Twinkie defense. The Twinkie, do you know what Twinkies are? They're sugar.
The thing that you put in the
Who knows about the Twinkie defense?
My wife just, I don't know. Okay.
No, I know a lot of who knows about the Twinkie defense. This guy actually got off murdering somebody because he said that he was eating too many Twinkies and it was affecting his brain, and the lawyer was able to get him.
That held up in court.
Yes, it did, because
No
yes, we did learn about that in school. Yeah. There was the food you eat can affect you, and they were able to show that for some reason it affected his brain. He went in and he got off. It was called the Twinkie defense. Now, there was one girl who got onto one of these fad diets where she would eat nothing but tuna, 3 or 4 cans a day. Well, we know that anytime fish, the bigger the fish, the more mercury it has. So this girl was on nothing but like a tuna heavy hard, and she started the Mad Hatters of Alice in Wonderland. That's a true thing. They were getting mercury poisoning from building the hats, the felt of the hats, and they were becoming mad. So she started not acting right, to the point where her boyfriend at the time put her into he checked her into a mental institute. And the mother comes and she's like, they're like, we don't know what's wrong. And unless they're really running blood work for mercury, it's not going to show up. It's not like, oh, let's just run blood work. They have to be specifically looking for that. So the mother's like, is she on any new diet? Like, what's going on? And he said, well, she's on this tuna diet. And the mother was like, check her for mercury. And they checked her mercury levels and it was sky high. And what helps bring down mercury? Cilantro extract. Cilantro extract will bring down mercury in your body. Now, if you pair that with Shilajit, it will even work faster, but Shilajit will help the mold, and cilantro, and again, when we're talking about Shilajit. How is Shilajit beneficial? Margaret, if you have chronic fatigue syndrome, studies are there. Because it's very high in fulvic, humic acid, iron, and potassium. Iron and potassium are one of your macro minerals. You need an abundance coming in every day to help you function properly. They do so many different functions in the body. So there's that aspect. But then at the same time, it binds to heavy metals like a magnet. It binds to certain heavy metals and it pulls it out. And that's where I say, if you're not on your fertility journey, getting in the sauna, you just start to sweat it out faster. As soon as you start sweating, you wait for another 5 minutes, you wipe off that sweat and you get in the shower. You don't want to like reabsorb that sweat with your pores open and then you shower. You just want to wipe it off. One doctor, he had synthetic bone. He was the nicest guy ever. And suddenly he was.
I have made something. Margaret, here are some reviews about Zor Shilajit. Let's just look into the.
Yeah, love, we can't speak about that, but I know.
Here are some reviews that are flashing on your screen right now.
It's flashing a little too fast.
Yeah, I know. Let's just go through them one by one.
We have we uploaded some new reviews.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just stop them. All right. Oh, the reviews are only showing for
They don't show for Instagram?
No, they do. Oh, when I
Yeah.
do this one, do this. Right. Yeah, like this. Okay. I want you to be on the screen.
Well, why is it going so fast?
Because it's okay. Why is it not showing on
On TikTok?
yeah, why is it not showing on TikTok?
I don't know. Anybody, if they're on Shilajit, if you guys can share your experience with Margaret. Is that her name? Margaret. Yes. I don't want to pronounce it or butcher it. I can see her M.
They will show it. They will show it now. Here. Oh, there it is. Okay, you guys can see it now.
Okay, well, slow it down, love.
Yeah.
It's going so fast.
Yeah, I'm checking. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, there it is. All right. So here are some reviews about the energy boost. Let's start with the first one.
Can you slow it down?
Yeah. Wait.
Heavy metal toxicity is real, and we know that it's abundant in our soils because they're with all the pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, which are heavy metal in base, and them not replenishing the soil. Our foods are very, very like minerally depleted and high in heavy metals. So that's why I resort to taking Shilajit, because at the end of the day, I'm not getting in my minerals. I can no longer rely, even if I'm trying to eat healthy, the way the food is grown, we can all agree is not normal. And it's just going to get worse. They're going to be grown in labs because water is becoming sacred with all these, now these, whatever they call them, places, what are they called? Data centers, whatever they're called. So they're going to be pumped up with weird chemicals made to look like your favorite fruit and vegetable, but nothing about it is natural or normal. That is why you're seeing the C word and people happen younger and younger. Nothing about that is normal. People getting the C word in the colon wasn't even that big of a deal. Like, these things are on the rise. And yes, we have modern medicine. But why are we getting sicker and the rates are not going down but going up? Why is that happening? Hi, Katie. Oh my God, my girl crush is here.
Katie's here. Yeah.
Well, why is that happening? I don't want to go down rabbit holes, but it's the reality.
So here are some reviews about Zor. This review is about how this person was taking it and then they stopped for some reason, which most of our users do. Don't do that, especially when you just start taking it, and her started falling out again. So this is why did this happen? Why did this happen, Juan? She was taking Zor, her hair got better, and then she stopped and it started falling again.
She could have low iron, and some of us are prone to, there's a gene.
And the food that she was taking, it didn't have the nutrients that were necessary.
There's two types of iron. There's heme and non-heme. Non-heme is from your vegetables, right? That would be spinach, that would be certain things. And then heme is from meat sources. But at the end of the day, your gut health and your liver still need to break down that iron. That is a fact. So a lot of people might be like, well, I eat a lot of steak and I'm still iron deficient. Now, there is a specific gene. There's a weird name for it that some people have. And again, these are hard to test. I believe I have that gene because I'm very prone to getting anemia.
Veronica, we recommend that you start with a rice grain amount, like a small, tiny, rice grain. And then you start from there. And then once your body builds tolerance for that, then you go up to an M&M size.
Blood type diet, I heard it was debunked, but I think it kind of, there is some truth to it because I'm blood type O positive, and I do know that I do better on protein and just vegetables. With grains, I'm a hunter gatherer type person, but I would look into the blood type, but see what resonates. I think a little bit of Chinese medicine, what your body is going through. So in perimenopause, a woman's body starts to dry out. Then she needs more foods that are more fluid in nature. Or if you are dealing with more heat in the body or cold. So your body will give you symptoms. That's the beauty of the body. How do you think what people back in the day, they will just base it off the tongue, their symptoms, their pulse. We had a spiritual healer. He's no longer with us. And he used to check your pulse. I never at first, my husband, he was like, let's meet this guy. He basically, he was a colonel, and he got in an airplane accident. He went into a deep coma, and he woke up with the gift. And he was a man of God, and he decided for the rest of his life that he was going to treat the people that couldn't afford medical or just didn't have any hope. This man was very wise. So he was in his 70s. He would go 3 times a week, and he would rent out like a gym, and thousands of people would line up and in hopes to see him. And he would check your pulse and give you certain herbs and tell you to go home and do certain prayers. And this was all free. But people who could afford would buy his crystals to keep this, so like you would buy his gems, he would pray over it. The ones who could, that's how he kept this operation going. So my husband is like, I want you to meet him. At this point, I was 7 months pregnant. Okay. He looks at me and he's like, the baby's not getting enough oxygen. And I was like, okay. And he's like, the baby's not getting enough oxygen to the brain. And I said, okay. And he gave me some herbs. And he said, go home and do this. So I told my husband, I was like, let's go get a sonogram, because that's weird. I go and get a sonogram. And whenever like, they're like, that the woman, she's like, she calls in another person for, I guess, another opinion. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? They're like, there's a cyst on, right. It's called, and they told me the name. It's called a Blake cyst. Apparently this thing had a name. And they're like, there's a cyst on his brain stem. And usually by this far advanced in your pregnancy, it shouldn't be there. And I was like, okay. And they're like, well, just come back in 2 weeks. Hopefully, we're just going to monitor you. That was it. There was nothing they could do or say. I was like, what the heck? I Google Blake cyst, and what I was reading was really scary. Like, it can affect their motor skills, their walking skills. It can affect them not speaking. I was like, oh my God. There was a whole like Facebook group, moms who are dealing with this. I was like, whoa. I didn't really want to. This is scary. So I did 2 things. Of course, I took his herbs, and I did the frequency. I had this device. I joined the Facebook group. I was like, this is what's going on with my son. And they're like, put a picture of his sonogram. That's the energy. And you're going to put this code, and put it on your stomach. I still got chills. And I did it and I was just praying to God. I was like, please, like, just I just want to have a healthy baby. I mean, at the end of the day, that's one of our goals. And I was taking these herbs, and I went back 2 weeks later, and it was gone. They're like, oh, it's gone. And I could remember, I was like, that was the power of whatever herbs he gave me, prayer, and the frequency, like the energy, the codes. We know the CIA uses this. This is nothing woo-woo. This guy then became like our mentor. He's passed on. And one day he came to me. He was like, do you think you do the healing, or is it your mind? And I was like, he's like, because let me tell you a story. There was once a blind boy that came to me. Okay. And I told the family I think he got some sort of infection in the eye, and he went blind, and doctors like, there's no hope for him. There's no hope. And I told the family, I'm like, here's the herbs. You're going to sit down and you're going to say these specific prayers, and you're going to envision your eyesight getting better. You're just going to envision it getting better. He's like, 3 months later, this boy was able to see. And he's like, guess what? He leans in. He's like, I didn't even put anything in those herbs. They were just nothing. They were just nothing. He's like, it was his belief system that those herbs were actually healing him, and the power of his prayer that healed him.
Yeah, his
He was
cells,
like, the
his
herbs
cells
had
start to
nothing.
act
Yeah, he's like, the
different.
herbs, he's like, there were nothing. It was the fact that my word that I told him, you will heal. And he really started to believe that, yes, I will heal. That, and I remember one time, and you know, we always got the VIP treatment. We were dear friends of his. And I remember like hundreds of people would be waiting the poor. And there was like, I never seen a person with
He
leprosy.
treated us like his kids.
You know,
Not-
like
not VIP
leprosy.
treatment.
I'll tell. I felt so bad. There was somebody who brought their child there, and they just had like, I'd never.
Okay, people who would go there to see him, they would cure his C word. That was very common.
But it was
my life. Okay, wait. So we had this elderly
and he would
person.
tell you what foods to eat. Exactly, Katie. My last cycle, the amount of the doctors every time you don't understand these cycles I've been going through. Each month it's 15 doctors' visits to scan an egg, check if the egg is growing. It is 15, like I'm going every 3 days. And the amount of like the comments, just like, I can't even see your ovaries. They're so, I was like, what does that mean? They're like, well, there's no eggs in there. Or like the amount of like, you should just be happy you have a child. And I was just getting so defeated because it affects you. You go back, and I just got down on my hands and knees, and I was like, I need your strength, because I know it can happen. And I can no longer like deal like, and all of a sudden the doctors I was dealing with, for some reason, they were all on vacation. Thank God. I was dealing with new people, and she was quiet, and she's like, she was having a hard time finding I was like, I know my ovaries small. She's like, don't say that. I was like, I know it's hard to find. She's like, but don't say that. And I was like, oh, okay. Because I was for months, for a year, it's so hard to find. Usually when you're on letrozole, they're so big, you know? And I was like, she's like, they're just filled with eggs, and I can hardly find yours, like with while they're in there with the TVS thing. And I'm like, girl, and I was like, well, all it takes is one good egg. I would always have to like prep myself up. And I was dealing with these like these women who had no bedside manners, like just have some compassion for and this woman, I was like, I know, like, she's like, don't say that. Don't ever say that. And then I wanted to go to my regular doctor. She was on vacation. I was forced to meet the other doctor.
By the way, if anybody's confused, this motion is the wand.
It's the TVS. They go in there and they, because I'm done with the blood work. If you go off my blood work, it's 0.1. The AMH isn't existent. I find the doctor, and she and it was like almost God speaking through her to me. She was like, I've seen miracles happen that defy explanation. And I've seen women come in with perfect numbers that don't get pregnant. And I've seen women come in with tumors in their ovaries and they're getting pregnant. And there's nothing it's a miracle. And I almost felt like, okay, this is the route I should be on, because I was being forced to be like, okay, just go do IVF. And I know you walk into those clinics, it's like, sign here, give us half of your savings account, and there's a 2% chance it's going to work. If not, you can just go through. Motherfucker, do you think I have time and the energy? You're 8 hours. Like, I'm sorry, this is just a little too much. So I just knew, like, and that's when I finally, on this whole fertility journey, I got down on my hands and knees. I was like, I'm tired. I am so tired. I'm tired. And I was like, and I came to the conclusion, I'm grateful I have a son, and if that's what it's supposed to be. But I do have a lot of women that look up to me, and I just want to be able to show them the route. Go, ask for this, do this, do this, and give them the hope. Because at the end of the day, it's your hope. And something changed in me. Like, even if I still have a few more months, I have it within me to take on that fight, because I'm no longer doing it alone. I'm doing it with God by my side. So I'm always saying, like, religion aside, however you like to connect to God through, whatever way, that is your beautiful journey. But your power and your mind is so powerful. Like, I had a client yesterday who's dealing with severe C word. And I told him, we're going to go in, but I was like, every day you have to wake up and look in the mirror and say, C word, you have no room in my body. You do not belong in my body. You're messing with the wrong person. And I'm going to whip. You can't go in there being like, he just kept saying, like, I feel sick. I feel sick. And I was like, I get it. I know. But we need to, like, rise above. You need to, this is a fight, and you're going to win. And you need to, yes, we're going to do the hyperbaric chamber. You're going to do coffee. You're going to be doing things that just don't question it. Just do it. At this point, there's no harm. Doctors are already telling you, we've done everything. So you have to go in now. And usually when a person comes to me, unfortunately, it's towards the very end of whatever journey. I'm like the last, but that's life. Sometimes life will take you on different journeys until you realize that I might need a little assistance. And whether that be, for instance, Katie does baby spirit guide readings, and she can speak, I needed that a little bit. And I'm always, like, a little afraid to book with her, but sometimes she would, like, tell me little signs. And I needed that in that moment. I needed that. So sometimes we have people along our path that help prep you up, whether that be working with somebody and getting on the right food, or doing a reading, and then getting an energy scan done, which, by the way, who wants to do the next energy scan? We're up for another energy scan.
You want to speak to her?
What labs, panels do you suggest for somebody at 43 who works out almost daily, does hot yoga 3 or 4 times a week, but can't seem to lose weight? Diet is pretty balanced, could be better, but still, I would have to know, when you say you can't lose weight, when I hear that, I hear of low chi, circulation, 43 hot yoga. Maybe not the best thing. Do you have hot flashes right now? Do you get, like, dry mouth? And do you get really hot at night? Because at 43, your yin energy is going down. Well, whatever's in my high is good. Amen. Thank you, my dear. Is that my mom?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that my mom?
Yeah, that's her.
Wait, your spelling got so good, Mom.
Yeah, that's.
At 40, oh wait, did she respond?
No, she didn't.
If you're somebody,
I'm actually, so on the
What was
screen
that?
that you see these reviews right now, these are for people. I mean, her situation is kind of like the similar. She was saying that she does hot yoga. She tries to live the healthy, like, she's into healthy lifestyle, but she can't seem to lose the weight. Zor is something that also helps with the weight
so
loss.
there's a few. Let me
But
get.
then, yeah, there's
there-
other
there's a few
markers
aspect. No,
that we need to talk about.
no, there's a
yeah.
few aspect when it comes to weight loss. There's a few aspect. There's an emotional aspect, believe it or
Yeah,
not. There's your low minerals, your low minerals, and your body is just, it holds on to that fat for energy. Then there's the emotional component. Let's say, God forbid, you went through usually this happens with, God forbid, essay as a child or something, or sometimes women emotionally put this on as a shield of armor. they put this on as a shield of armor to
What happened to Instagram?
I will mommy. Thank you. They put this on as a shield of armor to help protect themselves from there's different aspects to this. So usually for most of us, we're minerally depleted. Our body's holding on to this for energy because your fat cells do store hormones in them. They do help store energy as well. Not the best form, but it's still helpful to a degree. Versus is there emotional too? Now, hawthorn berry tea is wonderful. It starts to move that chi. It starts to move that circulation. As well as shilajit, it will move the chi and get you the minerals that you need.
These are some of the reviews for the weight loss. I think we lost Instagram.
Why?
No clue.
Turn it off and on? I will, Mama. Thank you. Well, why don't you turn it off and on?
Yeah, but that means I'll have to do all the settings again.
Okay, well, I have to take Rayon out soon. Okay, anybody want to do an emotional scan before we leave? I have to go. I promised to take the nanny to get a haircut. She wants to go full on bob cut. I was like, okay, you have long hair. Just make sure that's a decision because you're going to be stuck with that hair for a while. She's like, yes, that's what I want. So
well, she came with the bob, remember?
Oh yeah, she likes it. Well, it's the summertime, so I get it. And then does anybody want to do one more emotional scan before we leave? Okay, so we're going to say a quick prayer for the day. I ask God, my spirit guides, my angel guides to help me become the best version of myself spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and release everything from my life that is no longer working in my highest good. Every thought, every emotion, love, get it off the screen for a second. Every thought, every emotion, every habit, every person, and replace it with the highest form of self-love for myself, my family, and my community. Amen. Can I get an amen? Thank you so much. Thank you. Maybe we'll be on later. I just want to go run some errands. It's going to be packed at the hair salon because the high holidays are. Yeah. There's going to be some.
Okay, we will wait. Let me just remove this.
Thank you.
All right.
And wishing everybody a blessed day. If it's out, go hug a tree. Go get on some grass. Go do some barefoot. Connect to the grass. Go hug a tree. Be grateful we're alive. We are alive. We are happy. We are thriving. We are awake. Our pineal gland is open. And every day we're just becoming the best versions of ourselves. Some days are easier than others, but we always continue to get back on that horse. We just continue to get back on that horse. Sometimes we fall off, and that's okay, as long as you get right back on. Okay? Yay.
All right, guys, take care. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everybody. Noor, the Skeen, if you're still around. Thank you so much for hopping on with us and staying with us this whole time. We might be back later. Not sure. I'll just go set up that scalar frequency machine. And hopefully next time
we're
when
doing
we're
another.
On, you guys can send us your pictures and
scans.
we can do some other fun stuff. Okay. And the code is on for the next hour. So if you guys want to, the code is valid for the Zor Shilajit, for the Hawa face cream, and the bracelets.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested in those. Also, those who have ordered Hawa, you will get the...
It's on route finally after, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you can do it as much for as long as you want, for as how many times as you like. But just make sure that you are in a quiet
How many
place
times I've listened to the audio. You can listen to it once a day, my dear. That's for your emotional scan. Once a day, twice a day, whatever. If it feels good to you, you can. that frequency was picked up by the device for you. So you can listen to it whenever you feel like it.
It's
if it helps
tailored
you.
to you, whatever.
Yeah.
things
How
that we
do you
went through
feel
in
when you
your
listen to
scan.
it, Nora? How do you feel when you listen to that tone? And remember, I like to do this when this helps both the hemisphere and while you're just doing. And I always envision like black dust, like all my anxiety, my thoughts that just kind of weigh me down, that heaviness. I always envision like a black almost cloud leaving. That's really helpful. I was focusing on the
Yeah, you
live.
can always reach in the
Yeah,
DMs.
you can,
Are you,
and it's yours.
the
It's in the
Instagram DMs are
emails.
more active. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye. Bye, YouTube.
Bye. Oh, look, Katie gave 111 coins. Huh?